Burna Boy rejecting $5 million because he cannot smoke in Dubai. Does it mean that he has gotten to the point where he's so addicted to it, he cannot do anything without smoking? What do you think about that?
So when I saw that stuff online, two things came to my mind, and I will be truthful. Burna Boy is old. We are creating a generation of depressed people. Go and check why people take drugs. Majorly, it is to satisfy depression.
Hey, the challenge don't see. I'll put camera up. When I put camera
the new
up,
one now.
I'll now play like the next thing.
That's the new one now.
Do you understand?
That's the new one now.
Go to that phase one, that Admiralty Road, every Saturday morning, and you will start seeing girls. By the time they open their mouth like this, it's blue. Go and check all these dysfunctional people that you know in the entertainment industry. Go and check whether their father and mother are together.
Welcome to the Honest Bunch podcast. Super excited how season 4 has unfolded thus far. And it's because of your support. Who gives you great content every Monday at 6 p.m. every week? It's the Honest Bunch podcast now. The amazing quartet. And we appreciate you because if we're not there, we're going to waste our time. We they come correct because the people will send us now correct bets. Let everywhere be green. May the odds be in our favor. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just delve straight into the introduction because today's episode is loaded. And I'm very certain that at the end, you're definitely going to learn and imbibe, the lessons that will be shared today. I'll begin first with the introduction of the special woman in our midst. The only woman today. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Ada Chirechi, baby girl, fine girl, dark skin girl, brown skin girl, hazel eyes, caramel skin, one and only, Ezinne Jollof, Ezinne Mama.
Isn't it shock?
It's a shock. I say, what's all this? Is it me?
Some jollof for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, our elder brother, a great man, the salt. A man who remains unshaken, irrespective of the vicissitudes surrounding his particular standing. Ladies and gentlemen, a man of enchanting physiognomy, many degrees and characters. Make some noise for Nedu Azobia! My leader.
Senior.
What's up? The rich girl from the north that wants to marry me, please slide into my DM again. We'll talk about it.
Voila. And yours truly, husband material.
6 foot, chocolate popping, the only MC with the MIC. Me and Tom, we've made it a duty to be introducing you. You are too humble.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, see, everything happens for a reason. And that is why we are in the presence of these great guests today. Let me just do the introduction before I discuss the subject. Our first guest is a man that is great in every sense of the word. A stylist, a fashion designer, a music curator, a songwriter, a performer. This man,
a papa, a snookerist, everything.
A man of many parts. I call him Jack of all trade and master of profit. Ladies and gentlemen, many people don't go know his real name. I go talk his real name today. His real name is Abe Chile Abuede, aka Sexy Steve.
Fine boy, we're not the old.
I'm a young boy.
Ever young.
I greet you, bros. That was sitting near you. I greet him.
C22, ever young. So, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is a great man. If there was a guide to music and practitioners were expected to study it, he would be an entire chapter.
Yes.
He's not just a music brain or a music mind. He is also somebody who, by his examples, would inspire and influence your life. Not many people know this, but he's been involved in the music space and entertainment industry for well over 3 decades.
Yes.
From his days at St. Finbar's, Akoka, where he can't go Unilag, go study economics, can't go do masters. Because of who this was just day. No, people ain't get sense, people ain't sabi, then would they carry come. And not too many people know this Gen Z. Take this as a gotcha moment and go and study. He's the founder of Coded Tunes. And they were the people who signed and gave us Olamide. Olamide Bado, one they celebrate today. Yes, I'll go on. 2 shots. 2 shots when do music when we small. 2 shots. Reminisce, Alaga. Ibile. Ajayi Brothers. Now he give us those people. 2 fat. Seriki Omowo. If I get one I go mention, now we go bust people brain. Lord of Ajasa. Yes, they give us Lord of Ajasa. Coded Tunes. And Banky W.
Jobless.
Banky W. Banky.
Nice.
Nice. Gongwaso. Just name it. Ladies and gentlemen, he's calm in his demeanor.
Yeah.
He's charming in his disposition. He's charismatic in his character. Olumide Ogunade, aka ID Cabasa.
I call him Cabasa.
All this way he talk, they make me the fear.
No, Baba, we appreciate.
No. Baba.
Now you don't go to the epitome of legend.
I swear.
Legend call.
No, Baba, you be legend.
Legend.
If you don't talk, you see, for here, we dey give people flower when they feel smell.
Gongwaso.
Baba, you know what
Don't
you
worry
don't do for the
yourself.
industry. Now, those we don't know, just like us material say, it's a gotcha moment for the Gen Z. It's a learning moment for all of you. I remember the first time I met this man 10 years ago. Years ago. Wow, I met him for Festac, Chudi K. Bro, I've never seen somebody as calm. He go calm, they chook you the door the way they word. And they tell you the word. No, they shout. As they tell you small, they enter. And every music artist where don't go through them, check how many. In fact, oh Jesus,
There plenty now.
Senior.
We call now the real senior. The new senior
If he
boy.
produce song for you, must collect award. He produce song
Yes.
for me, I collect award.
Confirm.
This guy.
Confirm.
We
Michelle
still
Konon.
fly go South Africa together, go shoot the video. I still feature him for the
Why
song.
did you bring this guy?
Interesting.
My guy.
So we appreciate the both of you. And like Nedu has said, every opportunity we get, we let people when they watch know, say, people they when they don't put in the work.
Yeah.
They don't put in the effort. And the result, when they see today, when they celebrate, that people do the work. So thank you so much. A round of applause for the both of them. This topic is a very, very important one because the stats are really very, very crazy. We're discussing substance abuse and the role of the entertainment industry. Substance abuse and the role of the entertainment industry. Now, substance abuse refers to the excessive intake of psychoactive drugs, whether it's alcohol, pain medications, or illegal drugs. And this has eventually resulted in emotional, social, or physical harm. Now, when we look at the entertainment industry and the influence that the practitioners in that industry have, at the talk I'm say, unless na El Clasico, for those when they watch football, where Madrid and Barcelona, they play, the crowd when our practitioners for the entertainment industry, they pull. Now something when we say, it they make people fear. And they impact the lives of people directly and influence them. People dress in a certain way because of their faith. People speak and act in a certain way because of their faith. It gets some people where we say, you not feel talk anything about them. They feel for their life, and I say this with all sense of modesty, they feel no meet that person, when then they support, when then they stand. But you know if you talk bad about that person for where then they, it go cause fight. Sure. People cry. People growing up, it was Michael Jackson we used to see go come and say people go they cry. People cry.
They faint
because people faint because of these people. And so we cannot undermine their influence. So today we're going to be discussing the impact and how these people can influence many young people given our population demography and how we can tame this scourge. Now, serious problem, substance abuse. So Baba, I think a very good place to begin first is to talk about inspiration. Because too often now example of people who don't create from yourself, working with other people, things when we say they evergreen, that would always be remembered. Nobody would forget it. But when people talk about inspiration, sometimes, and for many young people, they feel inspiration cannot come from within, that it always comes from outside. Some people, if they never drink, if they never smoke, if they never take what they take, they believe, say, they don't feel create that thing when we say the whole world go pause and then go celebrate. I want to ask, as people when we say, don't inspire plenty people, is it possible for the creative to create great content, whether it is in art form, music, video, anything, without taking something? Like, to do all right first.
Okay, who won't go first? Say,
Unfortunately, the
okay.
two of us, we don't drink and we don't smoke.
we have never. So me, I feel inspiration is a natural thing. You understand? It comes from within. Maybe you can't force it. So by taking all of those substances where they talk, you're forcing it. It's not natural. It should come from within. Like, trust me, since I was born, I have never drunk. I have never smoked. I never take beer. I never take red wine. I never take palm wine. I never smoke cigarettes. I
Coke
never
can
smoke
get you
shisha.
there.
I never ask him. We they travel where? We don't travel, go different countries. If I drink Coke too much,
Get him high.
I feel somersault. I'd lost one very big deal because I know they drink alcohol. And that was Guinness Extra Smooth. You know when it came out that year. You know, say at the end of the day, now two face they can't use as the ambassador. That year I was modeling. I be Tony Jackson model that year. I be the short list for that job, that Guinness Extra Smooth.
Yeah.
They don't shortlist me. They don't do everything. Now just for us to go for the brief. We can't go for the brief. When we go for the brief, they can't tell us, okay, now like this, we go drink, pour this thing for the them. We taste it, and I can't say make them pour
Another thing
inside this thing. I say, must I drink? And they tell me, say, for me to be their brand ambassador,
I have to
I
consume.
need to take. And I thought, say, I no go. Then they say, I play.
Wow.
The money plenty, so now millions, so that year, the money plenty for them to come go use two face. You understand what I talk? I tell them, say, I no do am. My agent, they feel say, I mean, this guy get mental problem. You get.
Wow.
Probably he don't even go price car with him. You understand? I said, I no go do am. And I no do am. But guess what? Years after, maybe like a couple of years ago, one show for a cool hotel, I can't see that brand, the
Manager.
the
brand
manager.
people.
As I perform finish, he say me person can't call me for stage. So I can't go their table. You can't say whether me I remember. I say I don't remember. He say me I not go remember. I can't tell them people say this guy, saying respect this guy, saying a great guy. Say, now this guy make me feel, say money is not everything. You understand? Say, as I not take that money that time, see we are still there.
Wow.
You understand? Not be the money now you go actually, you know.
Yeah.
Well, can
There's
they bring
nothing
that
like
money
being
back?
prince.
Can they bring that money back?
Cabasa, 50 billion naira will not drink.
Wow.
I they tell you, me I get principle, oh.
So,
I don't
50
drink.
billion
I
naira
don't
will
drink.
not.
Okay.
I don't drink. Too.
Okay.
I don't drink, but I take wine.
Okay.
I started taking wine.
Now why do you always whine me now?
Wait, I started taking wine recently, and by my kind of person, which I'm very sure he knows, I try to be balanced. I try to see all parts
Okay.
because behind every extremism is ignorance, condensed ignorance. Actually, if you believe in one thing, and you so much believe in that thing, especially from the place of religion or morals, sincerely, you will be shocked that you are going to be ignorant of so many other things.
True.
The map of the world is big. You cannot see things only from where you are standing, only from what you have actually seen. Like, you know, when you said inspiration from the word itself is inner spirit to function or unction, which is saying that it's some people that believe that you have to get external influence. They are not wrong. And I will explain why. But at the end of the day, what is coming from outside matters. You cannot produce or you cannot create outside your experience. You produce from what you have experienced. You produce from
What
what
you've
you have
ingested.
put in. Yes. Which is why I said it also comes from the outside. But unfortunately, which is where abuse, people can use drugs, but the word abuse is abnormal use.
Yes.
So by the time we break that down, which was why I said we also need to be careful not to. I think the major problem is we always write things off. We have a justice system of good and bad, right and wrong, that we lose meaning for what something is for. So in my own space now, I know, which is why Sexistily has been my friend for over 2 decades. I will know, in fact, most artists that works with me, I know some of them that they abuse these drugs, but they know that when they are coming to work with Cabasa,
They can't.
they will tell you that, don't do this, don't do that before going to Cabasa. Because sometimes when I see you in that state, in my head, I'm like, so the question is, why do they use these drugs for what is it
Inspiration.
called? Inspiration. So we've had this conversation, myself and some of my guys, because I raised this conversation recently, and I said, the problem is most of the people that talk about this, they don't ask why. They just, like the same thing that we do with everything, we just condemn it.
Immediately
We
without
don't
even
ask
asking.
why
Mhm.
a man is
Yeah.
actually using these drugs. If you stand with a Boko Haram guy today, he has a reason for doing what he's doing.
Mhm.
You'll be shocked.
Hmm.
And the reason that he's well convinced about. So if you ask that, why do people, if you check it, at the end of the day, people are looking for like temporary sort of relief from pain, from depression,
Temporal escape.
from all
Yes,
of those
escape.
things. So when you ask the why question, you will get to know what is going on, not just what is happening.
Mhm.
Most times we treat what is happening. You see somebody smoking and you said it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is what is really going on with the person.
Hmm.
By the time you start to ask what is going on, then you will understand. Like I said, I take wine. For me now, it's not for to create. I understand that creativity is like, if you put in, it's like grinding pepper. Or let me use corn. Most of us grow up for streets. You know, if you go Yalogi, you won't go grind corn.
Mhm.
If you put small corn inside that machine, I don't know what they use nowadays. No, it will even come out, but it will be scattered.
Yes.
And it will be making so much noise. Bang, bang, bang,
Yes,
bang,
yes,
bang,
yes,
bang,
yes.
bang,
When you
bang.
put enough,
But
it
if you
reduces.
put enough corn and water, the noise is lesser, then the paste is thicker.
Yeah.
That is how inspiration works. If you put in knowledge into you, what you will churn out. Drugs, when you use those drugs, at the end of the day, it doesn't amplify your wisdom. Rather, it amplifies what you have inside.
Mm.
Yeah.
It amplifies what you have inside. So if you are foolish, what it does, it brings out all the foolishness in you.
Hmm.
If you are wise, it brings out the wisdom in it. So I've asked that, so why do I still have some very brilliant people that use all of these things? See, usage of drugs is not what is going on. That is what is happening. What is going on is, like we had some conversations before we started this, that there is a major attack on humanity. Your soul is whatever that is being captured.
Hmm.
Because by the time you start using drugs, trust me, you're also going to be in a state that you might not have control over,
Mhm.
which a lot of manipulation can actually come in.
Hmm.
Exactly.
A lot of manipulation. You start, unfortunately, in the era of social media, what people think a thing is even more valid than what that thing is.
Hmm.
So you come with, one of my friends, Ferdinand, he joked when he said, Cabasa, they listen to Amugbo, they advise you. Which technically, in their context, is saying that a man that is not anything that you are addicted to, trust me, has control over you.
Mm.
And when it has control over you, what eventually happens is you now start to want to reason along the line of fellow people that
are
do all of these
congesting
things.
those things too.
Fella is smart. Bob Marley is extra smart. At some point, I started reading about marijuana. That what precisely, because me, I'm a very curious person. I don't just want to stop doing stuff because religion told me to. Yes, it started with religion for me. But at some point, I was like, look, I won't just, because I know religion has also lied many times, that let me even see what is behind this thing, why they said we should not smoke it. And that was where the word use and abuse came in for me. Because sexy still, you have actually taken cocaine when you took paracetamol.
It's possible.
I'm telling you, people have smoked beside you. And so you cannot totally say that you have not used some of these things.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, so what are we talking about? For most of the young guys that are coming up, who is investing in educating them that this thing is not what is going to put wisdom in you?
Hmm.
We only have complained severally that, look, there's no way, I'm going to lose some friends with some of the things I will say here. I've said it that we like to tell people, don't. We don't educate them.
Hmm.
If you read the story in the Bible, Adam and Eve, I felt that God wanted them to actually fulfill the purpose of falling. Because there's no way you would tell me, don't eat this fruit. And you will say I shouldn't, and you think that I will not eat it.
And you
If
put
I
it there.
ask you inside this room now that, think of the color red. Don't think of color red.
I will
That's what you
of
would
the
think
color
of the
red.
whole of the
So
year.
technically, anything you don't want man or any, to do, it is better you don't call their consciousness to it. But we call consciousness of people to a thing and we expect them that because you said so, they should not do it. it's almost impossible. So most times we don't define those things. We only define them from use. By the time because nothing God created is good or bad. It is how you use it that makes it good or bad. So at the end of the day, if you put something down and you're able to actually say, this is what this thing is. This quantity can do healing. This quantity can do this. You will not open the room for abuse of it. Then you are saying don't use, but the other people are investing in art to make the use of it very easy. They are investing in the plantation of those things. There is so much investment. I was talking to a friend and I said, look, that the church wants to take over the entertainment industry, but unfortunately, they are only investing wisdom. They are not investing money. And trust me, one of the first major need of man is survival. Even Jesus was praying. He said, give us this day our
daily
day.
bread.
The first temptation Jesus faced was food. That anything that puts food in the mouth of man that gives him, technically has control over him. So all the guys that are pushing the agenda of the use of drugs, you know that they are also fighting for survival. It's not all of them that they feel that once you use these things and all of that. So for me personally, I think there should be a system that actually tells people that is going to educate people on what things really are. You understand what I'm saying? Beyond don't is bad, is good, is this, is that. If you tell them what those things are, then you start to tell them the effect of what those things are. Then there's also the replacement thing too. You cannot tell me not to do one thing and there's no replacement for it. Most times we tell people don't, but we don't give them a replacement for
There's
it.
a vacuum already.
Yes,
How do
there's
you
a
fill
vacuum,
it?
and all of us are scientific. There's no vacuum. Like,
Yes.
something must
Must fill it
definitely
up.
Something
fill
must
it.
fill it up, yeah.
What is the root cause of why people use drugs? One of them, I will quote Ashake's song, "Lonely at the top." There is a need for man to hold on to something. Especially for those that are up there. There's something they call Disney nights. If you go to a Cole hotel now and you start right at the top of that pinnacle and you look down, do you know that there's every possibility that you will fall?
Yes.
Because you
get
feel
dizzy.
this, you want to fall.
Yes.
So just look at that as any top artist that you know. When they look down, they feel dizzy. They need something to put their hand on, not to fall, something that is going to sustain them. But most times, it is those drugs that actually gives them a temporary feel
Reprieve.
for this. It's like no doctor, sincerely, no painkiller actually kills pain. What they do is they suspend the pain, but the
Of
pain
course.
will come
Come
back.
back.
So most times, the only way to cure the pain is to look for the root cause of
the
that
pain.
pain, then get it sorted. Then it will. But unfortunately, most times we just focus on just give me a painkiller, which is what drugs is to many of. You can say you are not using drugs. Like for me now, it knows I take Coca-Cola. I've actually reduced it now because I just wanted to stay healthy, and in the last few months, I've not taken Coca-Cola. I've actually ran away from it because that itself too is as dangerous as cocaine, is as dangerous as anything. So anything you are addicted to, trust me, is a drug on its own. And it has every power over you. You want to create, make sure you expose yourself to learning. Make sure you expose yourself to relationship. Make sure you expose yourself to your spirituality. What is spirituality? Forget all those rituals you do in church or in the mosque. Your spirituality is connectivity.
Yeah.
How you connect with yourself, how you connect with people, how you connect with your environment, how you connect is connectivity. We do communion in church that we take wine and bread. Go and check the meaning of communion. It's communion of saints, connectivity, which is what makes it very spiritual. That I'm connecting with Nedu. Nedu is doing something, and as Nedu is doing it, creativity is nothing new. We are creating from what has already been created. There's nothing new under the sun. Creativity for musicians and every other person is me hiding where I'm stealing from. Nedu has done it. I should mention names, which was why I struggled with what Blackface came to say
Yes.
the other day. All of those things that he said, yes, he was right, but he should also know that even what he is saying, he didn't create them. That some other people created them.
Mhm.
That was why I said you can't create outside your experience. You always create from what you have experienced. So we always create from.
And that experience is something that some other person
Someone
has
else has
created.
Yes, that's
So
why they say,
which
where do you draw your inspiration from?
So which experience are you learning from? Are you just sitting in your house and thinking by the time I take one drug, one magic or one spirit will come over you? It's a lie. It is by learning, by the books you read, by the people you listen to, by the way you connect to the environment. Most of the top artists that you know, Olamide is the closest to me, Nice and all of those, but they are the closest to me. I can tell you that those guys, they speak less, but they listen more. He knows this thing that I'm saying. And while you all are speaking, they are listening. They are learning. They are trying to connect the dot. They are trying to tell the story. But most times, which was why I said, the ones that you put plenty corn inside will come out with a paste with less noise. But the ones that doesn't have anything here, you know, like, yeah, bang, 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 bang. You just start hearing noise. So at the end of the day, creativity and inspiration is drawn from your spirit. So you need to feed that spirit with what is physical. You understand? What you see, what people do around you. Just watch the experiences you are creating. And I think that is where it lies. Smoke, all of those things, they are just, by the way. Yeah, it's a weight on you.
Yeah, I mean,
Those ones just amplifies what is inside already.
Whitney, there's this interview of Whitney Houston that I watched, and the person that was interviewing her said, "What do you want us to do?" Because she was doing drugs at that time. She was inside the whole thing.
She did it. She
yeah.
did.
So they asked her at that point, at that interview, and they said, "What should we do for you? What do you want people to do for you as you are in this state that you are?" She said, "Pray for me. Pray for my soul.
Soul, yeah. That's the word.
Which means she
That's
knows she's
soul.
gone
Leave
already.
crack, leave this, leave that.
It's the soul. That
Pray
is
for
what
my
is
soul.
going on, not what is happening.
I am my best friend. I could also be my worst enemy. So whatever I'm taking, whatever I'm giving, it's me. So you people should leave all these things. Pray for my soul." That's what she said. And that cuts deep.
So, Sexy Steel started first by letting us understand that, inspiration, is not entirely dependent on what I take from outside. That's the only thing that can make me create something that the world would celebrate.
Yeah.
And you have also made it clear. And it's interesting how you have been able to simplify that use and abuse. But you mentioned something in the course of your introduction. You said people who are investing in that particular sector, whether we like it or not, from growing up as a young boy in a solo area of Lagos, a lot of people see the entertainment sector as something they aspire to become practitioners. There was a time when, during the heydays of Plantation Boys, almost every family in Festac had somebody that wanted to become a music artist. Almost every young boy wanted to be part of a music group, wanted to dress in a certain way, sing in a certain way. But let's talk about those who invest and what drives their investment. For some people, it would appear like it is just profit. I'm here for the business. I don't care about the artist. The artist, to me, na specimen. If they make money for me, good. Anything we like, make it do.
Which is what it is.
So let's talk about investment and the people who invest. Is it possible to find a balance? To have a situation where, because I saw a recent interview of Reminisce Alaga, and he was speaking about you and said, when it comes to the moral aspect, aside from creating music, you also instilled in them that moral aspect where you even though you are a star, you have to act in a certain way. You must be respectful. You must carry yourself with grace and dignity and the likes. You are an example of somebody who has invested in the industry, given the number of people who have passed through you. But it would appear like for some other people, their own investment now say, make this guy just they give me hit ni mo fair, make it a go show, make it a cancel, make it they make money. I don't care whatever inspiration or influence this person has. Is it possible to find a balance?
So it's a function of mindset. There are two questions that I'm just going to answer. First one, I'll start from the part of what Reminisce said and some of those influence. I was never into this game to play a short game, a short-term game. I wanted to play a long-term game, and I will explain. Most of us want to play to succeed, to make money. And unfortunately, success is one of the major distractions that most of us have faced.
Success.
Is the major distraction. Bro, because we
A lot
don't
of things
understand,
comes with it.
we don't understand what success is meant to be. If you can treat success the same way you treat failure, as an experience, not the goal, I think you'll be fine.
If you can treat success the way you
As-
treat failure,
yes,
as an
As an
experience and not a
experience
goal.
that you have along your journey.
Deep.
That
Deep.
some of them, I'm going to win. Let me be small. That sometimes they are going to win me in a football match. I shouldn't even bring football because right now my team is being flawed.
Baba, just by this example, you are a Man U fan.
No, I'm a Chelsea fan. By the way. But I'm being, don't
Your
worry.
case is even better than some of us.
So some, like, let's use Premier League now. You don't only play to win a match. You play to keep playing. You play to stay in the league. Most people see success as once I win a match, I'm fine. I see the game from the place of I see the game from the place of greatness, which is a long-term game. I want to be great. And greatness is not me just succeeding. Greatness is actually people finding success in what I've created. You become like a tree and you have branches and all of those things. So if that is your game, you are not really, you see, so you will understand why money will not. In fact, some people are so poor, the only thing they have is money. You will see that money is just a tool. It's not meant to use you, it's meant to use money. Now, going back to the guys that create stuff that they just want the artists to make monies for them, and I've answered it, but I will put more light to it. You know, the other time I said what is going on and what is really happening. One of my friends, Kola Lasaki, my very good friend, sent me one story because we had this conversation and he sent me the story. I will use that story to explain this, that there was this guy that was employed to work as a carpenter in a new site. The first day he resumed, as he was closing, they saw him come out with a brand new wheelbarrow with a fine box, very lovely box inside the wheelbarrow. The security guy stopped him. He said he should open what is inside that box. Now, why is he taking the box? He said they made the box. They opened the box. They saw sawdust. The guy was confused. What are you doing with sawdust? They allowed him pass. Second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, did the same thing all through. So the sixth day, the guy was now going, what are you doing with sawdust? Tell me not what is happening, but what is really going on. So the guy opened up and said, you will not do anything to me. He said, yes. Guess what that guy was stealing? Wheelbarrow.
Not even the sawdust.
Because you focus on what
is inside.
Yes.
you are looking at you understand? You keep looking at what is happening, but you are not paying attention to what is going on. Even the person that thinks that I'm just making money through this artist is being used. If you study my hierarchy of need, you see those 1%. They are agenda setters.
Yes.
They set agendas that you are fighting them and you that you are supporting them, all of you are working for them. So what they do is, Igbo people, there was one book, I think it was this popular Igbo writer that
Chinua
said,
Achebe.
Chinua Achebe,
The
that
problem
said,
with Nigeria.
where he said that he who plays the pipe,
It
they
takes
take
It takes
the
the tune.
So they are the ones playing the pipe. They don't care about morals. They don't care about a whole lot of things. Money is not their goal. That agenda is their goal. If you check most of the things that we are struggling with, that we fight ourselves with online, they are different agendas.
Yeah.
That whatever you are doing, most of us are either stuck in the masses group, looking forward to eat, what to drink, and all of those, or those that are finding fulfillment, or those that think, yes, they have found fulfillment, that they are finding self-actualization, which is the place of success, which was why I said success is a distraction. Because distraction themselves are attraction that makes you lose focus. So success becomes your attraction, and you think you have gotten there, and you stay there, thinking, yes, Baba, I have come. But go and check those guys that you refer to as great. They don't create stuff that will die when they die. They create stuff that outlive them. Look at Fela now. Look at Fela. Look at all of those people. So most of the guys that you see, why I said they fund it is, in fact, everybody actually funds. We all fund it. Whether you like it or not, we all fund it. You will say you don't put your money down to promote the use of alcohol. When you dance to a song that
It's
has that in
created
it,
from
technically you are also,
funding.
because you are creating, imagine you are also creating an awareness for it in whatever way, which was why I said, for most people that are getting into the industry, a lot of people are coming into it because they know that industry, you were saying something, let me sum up what you said when you introduced this topic. Art is used to actually architect culture. Art, pastors will preach for 2 hours. You might not be able to take 2 things home, but a 1 minute or 2 minute song will create. Technically, those songs are used to condition you. Those dance are used to condition you. Everything that we do, they are used to condition you. I nearly used an example, but I'm being restrained not to use that example of a particular song. But you know, there are many songs that we get to hear that technically the song is telling you to do it like this, do it like that. Oh yeah, Shibai.
Yeah, we don't know. No way.
You know, it's telling you, it's almost like what your father cannot tell you to do. A song is telling you to do. They call it fairy dart. They come like subtle suggestion. Remember, words are not first said to communicate, they were said to create. So those words that they are getting into you, they are getting into your mind. They are creating experiences. They are creating, and unfortunately, they are creating decisions. When we were all growing up,
they're creating decisions.
yes, now when we were all growing up, I'm sure people will look at Abi and they will say, it looks like his father. They will look at Nedu, they will say, you look like your mom. But right now, nobody is saying that. Do you know what you look like? Your decisions. Every one of us have become, unfortunately, many decisions that we've made over time. So those decisions that we have made, that we have become, trust me, those songs that we have been hearing, those
are the things that shape you, who you listen to, what the movies that you watch, all those things.
What do you think? I'm sorry, Nollywood. What do you think Nollywood has caused for us? Nollywood has made us to believe that people turn to cats, that the good will always prevail over bad. It has created mindsets that it will take only proper orientation and God to actually break those mindsets. It has, the first time my elder brother came to see me in Dagenham in London, so I took him to my friend's house. I think you know the friend, Jibola. So a black cat, beautiful cat. It's beautiful now, but then, because of my mindset, was coming towards me. My elder brother lives in Dublin. My elder brother was looking at me. He knew that I was scared. I was like, am I a Kolugbo? So in my head, he said, there's a nice cat now that Cabasa, let it rest on your leg. The cat came, fluffy, rested on my legs, and I just found out that, look, I have been taught all my life that black cats are from...
Of course, evil.
You understand what I'm saying? So what are the things, and I won't lie to you, the agenda setters use art. Art is a sweet, because art enters your soul. She mentioned it. That what is going on is your soul, is what, at the end of the day, let me use the word, the devil is after. Somebody takes you to, let me use the word clubs, and I'm not saying clubs are bad here. What do you think they are selling in the club? What do you think they are selling? You say they are selling alcohol. You that you are buying, you say you are buying convenience. They will tell you that they are selling alcohol. But at the end of the day, somebody will tell you that they are selling sin.
Another person will tell you they are selling lifestyle.
You understand? Lifestyle. So, and unfortunately, we even have good words now to package all of these vices. You understand? If you use Yoruba now, say, Agbere, Alagbere, it's strong. But if you say, we just had a thing. It's become that was why I said it's subtle now. In fact, we are rebranded. It's not, people will say old devil, new devil, whatever. Forget, it's the same old devil, but new style. Unfortunately, the devil is smart to be bringing new methods, but we are so killed in our way that we are not even inventing new method. That was why I said, if you want to change this thing, those of you that are complaining that you don't want it, then become an agenda setter, that you set an agenda that you are going to fight this agenda. Not that you will condemn the agenda. It's not by condemning the agenda. It's to replace that agenda
with something.
You understand? Get the youth. Gospel artists, they get frustrated a lot because nobody is funding there. And before you know it, most guys that are in the church, they are learning from them. I don't want all this wala. I want to go do secular music. The pastor will now leave the guy and all of those things. But the question is, who is funding? I'm a Christian, so I can't really talk about Islam, but who is funding a Christian guy that wants to do music? so that it will not do music that has to do with drugs, that will not have to, because anything that is not adding number to the church organization, most times it's not the church business. Whereas what Jesus said is, go ye where?
Into the world.
He didn't say we should go back into the church. So where there is a need to bring the culture of heaven down, and that is to say, Nedu is a Christian. Nedu should be here, having backings from, you understand, the people of same energy and all of that. So at the end of the day, the guys that wants to sell drugs, where is their proceeds going to? It's going back into sin in whatever way people want to see it. So until we have a replacement for this in terms of an agenda that, look, this thing is taking a lot of our young people. This thing is aimed towards snatching souls. It's aimed towards snatching families. The family is under real
Attack.
LGBT, whatever you call it. All of these attacks are against family. Even the men now, we are very endangered species.
Men are endangered species.
Endangered species. Every attack on some of these things, go and check it. What is going on is the attack is against humanity. You are not supposed to keep producing humanity. It is supposed to stop.
Population control and
You
all
understand?
of them.
All of those things need to happen. And Sheung said it here when Sheung Kuti. Sheung is one guy that I love so much. Sheung said it here the other day that he came, that he was saying that, do you know what funds all of those music videos that you see and all of those things? Yes, new funds are coming in now that there's so much. In fact, the entertainment industry is one of the major industry that is bringing in dollars and all of those things.
Yes.
But the question you should also ask is, why are they funding it?
There's an agenda.
Push the
There is
agenda.
always an agenda. See, you just live as a normal human being and you just go like that. If you don't understand that behind, the farmer is not feeding the chicken because he loves it. He's feeding it so that it will get fat, so that the day is going to
Guys,
eat
it's a
chicken and all of
Christmas
that.
So meat go there where if you want to chop the
Yes,
chicken.
nah.
Not be saying love the chicken.
Yes.
The chicken will say, oh, so nice.
And in addition, I mean, you said something about the brands, which is what I say a lot of the times. The brands that are sponsoring you, the brands that are endorsing you. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I have brands that I'm signed under. They're not signing you because they love you.
At all.
No, they don't give a fuck about you. They're signing you because they need to milk you.
Yes.
You have numbers.
You have numbers. So we need your numbers. No, we don't care whether you die or not. How far? Skeet Wango, have you done it? Yes, sir, I'm going through emotional. No.
But we've paid you now.
We've paid you now.
Emotional
Give us your content. So there's they don't care. It's like the modeling industry. You go see person waiting in your eye. You the modeling industry. Then teen. But the industry go tell you say, this person is fat.
Some they even they battle anorexia.
Some go they battle anorexia. They don't care. You are just a tool. You are just a means to an end for them. And you go to say that means to an end for them is just for them to achieve money. No. It's for them to achieve an agenda. It got to the point where the agenda for the modeling thing got to the point where any lady that is fatter than her is fat. When they have not designed perfect beauty as a slim 6-figure. You must not have tummy. If you have tummy now, you see people having tummy go into depression.
Baba, what is
Of that
perfection?
thing.
What is? Do you know those things? There's an agenda. There's an agenda. We are Africans. We are built differently.
Yeah.
Our women guys get tummy.
Yes.
It's an African thing. If you be even the Igbos now, then they even get tummy now.
Where do you think the word echo your tummy came from?
You know, the other day
Sorry, I'm not finished. So that is leave this
Cool
movie.
your tummy.
Echo your tummy, your
So
tummy.
that is, it's an agenda. And you said something. The family is the agenda.
Yeah.
The family's agenda. Break the family. How do we break the family? Okay, no. If we go to a house where there's a father, there's a mother, no, they will have values. The father will instill some things. The mother will instill some kind of values. That is giving that the parents too are those that have sense. Because those wayward, when they grow up, they born children now. That's okay. If we remove the father, there's no chance of them, the father instilling
That male presence.
Yeah, that
presence.
male presence.
That way,
Leadership.
that leadership, there's no need leadership, which means we can control them in the society at large. If we shout for them, they'll be able to obey because nobody will tell them, oh, stand firm, you're a man. There's an agenda.
A lot. All of these things are agenda driven. And until you notice that, okay, there is more to it. Why do you think, even if you ask couple, let's even break it down to family. You will, recently in church, we were having a Q&A, and I discovered that it was actually a women program. Do you know what most of them are struggling with? Submission.
Yeah.
And sincerely, in no fairness, I don't blame them. Because everything that is the way the world has been designed, I think it has been so designed in such a way that there should be confusion. Because if there is no confusion, you won't understand peace.
Makes the world go.
You understand? So that is now where it is left to you and I to now make decisions, like we said. You understand? To understand. Men and women, you say, why are people abusing themselves? I want us to be together forever. Together forever needs to be understood. Forever is in the hand of God. Together is the problem, and which is our own responsibility. So most times we are not together. We are always fighting to be forever. You will see that they want longer marriages, but we don't pay attention to, let us even be together
first.
Which comes from the place of, why do you think God said man should love the wife? Because he knows that we struggle with the expression of love. That I don't tell my wife I love her doesn't mean I don't love her.
Of course.
But he also knows that a woman, because they are well wired, they are brilliant, they are very spontaneous. I usually make this joke that when my wife is telling me that I'm thinking we should do, she's already doing. Because you are telling me a logical being too, that you are thinking. I'm thinking with you, but she's already doing. So the devil understand this thing. Even God don't understand, which was why I said you must submit to his crude nature of he needs to think over this thing before this thing is done. But the woman will be like, it's too slow. I cannot submit to a man. And I was hearing that thing loud, and in my head, I'm like, hey, voila, wow. Because if there is that discord, you will have children. Children that go and check Nedu, husband material. Go and check all these dysfunctional people that you know in the entertainment industry. Go and check them. Go and check whether their father and mother are together. There was this documentary that I saw about the likes of Idi Amin. What do they call them? Dictators and all of that.
Dictators, yes.
All of them were from dysfunctional homes. That over half of them were raised by their mothers, not their father. God help me. There is a case that is going on now. With respect, so I won't mention the name of the guy that died. Have you not noticed the same trajectory? That the father and mother were not together. I did a live and I said that boy died before he died. Some of the other camp were coming after me. They thought I was talking to only them. But I was also talking about the parents. That if the two of you were together, and this one is doing his part, this one is doing his part, because children don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. They are learning from you. As Africans, which is one of the major scams to education that they gave to us, Africans are not wired to go to school to go and cram.
Yes.
We are wired to see and do. So we learn from what we say our parents
Storytelling.
do. Why do you think
Actions.
there's corruption? Husband material. You at home, you get home, they bring food. Nedu, you have 10 meats inside your plate, but you are telling the kids to go and share 1 meat. Are you not teaching them corruption? So when they get older, technically you are teaching a lot of things from the home. And the same thing goes with, and these children too, when they now leave, they now get to a place that is going to offer them that corruption. And that thing is going to offer them money and all of that. They won't care about anything that you have been saying or that you have been teaching them. All that is in their eyes is, I also want to be eating 10 meats. So at the end of the day, anything that feeds that is what they will answer to.
What they will answer to.
Is what they will answer to. So at the end of it, most of these things, most of these agendas are towards the family, are towards us.
You know, we're talking about, back to the drugs that we're talking about. You see, I was saying something. I mean, shout out to all our Nigerian artists. They are doing wonderfully well. I respect every one of them. Anyone that has to do whatever they need to do to get their bread, by all means, go ahead. But ask yourself this question. The people that are funding this music, putting their whole money, you say new monies are coming in. Who are the people they go for? Who are the people they yearn for? They pack all the hundreds of millions of dollars and give to you. You could see person go tell you, you were mentioning something the other time. Chukam, do this one, smoke this one, do this one. Oh, numbers. Okay. Now, these people that are funding this music, they are not only funding it for the numbers that you make. No. In fact, the numbers is what they put in the front to make you think that's what they're funding the music for. No. They are funding it for the agenda you are building. Now, it's an energy thing. If I go to a crusade where the energy is God, you say a word, I speak to every one of you here, your tomorrow will be beautiful because God is in the entire atmosphere.
Yes.
You believe in it. It activates in the spirit. But when what I show to you is evil, you can't activate anything. Why do you think their agenda of, this war is going on here, this war is going on here, this war is going on here, this news, that news? Why do you think some people that are smart, they don't watch the news? Because I don't watch the news. I don't watch it because I know the agenda.
What is breaking news?
Exactly.
Breaking news are meant to break you. They say breaking news. It's meant to break. I'm being sincere.
It is the truth.
It's meant, they are those break, that break when you CNN, which day you watch CNN, where you do okay? Or you watch any of those.
If you want to kill yourself, if you want to drown your spirit, if you want to drown your spirit, watch all these news channels. Trust me, you will drown your spirit. If you stand up in a day, say, okay, today, me, if I happy Lenny, just sit down, either watch CNN, watch Al Jazeera, watch BBC. If only you even know that is one corporation that have almost
all of them, which is shocking. It's the same set of people that own. That was why I said that 1%.
Everything.
That 1%. They are the ones funding this. They are the ones funding that. They are the ones funding everything. And in your mind, you think you are. You mentioned Democrat the other time. Who told you what is Democrat? What is Republican?
It's the same person.
Baba is the people. See, power. Like somebody said, power.
And I never understand since. And I go still understand. No
Democrat, PPC, PDP, Labour, all of them. I was talking to some friends when they come political. I said, Baba, leave. Is the People's Party against the political party. Is never, forget, all of them, they go around all of those things. So like you rightly said, Nedu, which I agree, there is a stronger agenda behind the drugs. Let us, yes, I know we need to look for ways to get all of these things out. Focus on what she said.
The soul.
The soul, that soul.
You see, an example of an agenda. You see, which is why I wish, I don't try to get businesses for there. The one where I try, do I put money to get something for there? It don't work. China. You see those people?
They are very, very strategic.
Very strategic.
Very, very.
Yes.
Beyond strategic.
Asia self.
Now, you see, when they talk about, abuse of drugs, abuse of things, what abuse of drug they lead to? You see, it starts from drugs. I'm happy that we're discussing this thing because if we can, the drug is the base of it. If we can catch the drugs, we can whatever is going to come on top of it. We can catch you going naked on TikTok. We can catch you even the TikTok we're talking about. The TikTok you see, we've said it here
in
over
Africa
and over.
is different from the ones they watch in China.
If you go to China with your TikTok, it will not open.
Not go open.
The TikTok that opens there are the TikTok that shows you how to create
education. There is more science and all of those things. How to do this, how to do that. But the ones they show you here, Baba, it's not.
The challenge don't see. I'll put camera up. When I put camera
up, one now.
I'll now put like the next thing.
That's the new one now.
Do you understand?
That's the new one now. So
now, do you tell me that if somebody has been in their right senses for a long time, if somebody has come out from a functional family system, that person is going to go ahead to do that. The other day we talked
God
about
will bless
somebody.
you. This thing that you said from a functional
family system.
Most of these people, go check, they don't live with their parents.
They don't live with apart from living with their parents. Are the parents even functional in the house? Now, you will see parents that are even living together. They are living like flatmates.
Why do you think
You
I
know-
said that we need to be together, not just forever?
Not just forever.
That being together
know,
is...
There was a video that
You know
trended.
that- oh-
A picture that trended recently. We've talked about it here. Where people first they complain on top TikTok, say on top Twitter, say this girl, her drug ingestion is becoming too much. Her drug ingestion is becoming too much. What did she do? She went to Kohino.
Okay, and stripped and
Went to
Oh, I think I
the
heard
public
that one.
toilet
To the public
and
toilet and stripped. Yeah.
So I'm
And took a
going.
picture.
I'm going to say
Clout.
something.
Just want his clout.
I'm going to say something because in our generation right now, a lot of young people are making money by themselves.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
And
They raise themselves.
they're making money
so-
by themselves, and there's a point you get to.
You won't be able to.
Your parents are not able to control because
Yes,
I
no.
get money past you. First of all,
I was
forget
just,
say you
I
be
was
my,
just going to say that
forget
now
say you be my papa.
because now those days, sorry for cutting it short, those days now our parents they take care of us.
Yeah.
We they live under our parents. But now you go shock you say now our parents they live under us.
Hey, where you they make
So,
money for social
yes,
media?
Take
yes.
care of our
TikTok,
parents.
they- you go see
so
they
now
say TikTok,
waiting
they
we
pay 'em.
talk, no be waiting them talk. Now.
Yes,
What we say supersedes what they say.
yes,
That was
and
why
they're
I said,
always.
Don't change.
anywhere that anything that is actually feeding your survival is dangerous.
Anything. I'm
Papa,
telling you.
Jesus Christ
You know,
caused
say-
the fig tree.
You know, say you know.
So that part of AB, hunger,
Hmm.
is
Hunger
a
na bad thing, no?
is a serious thing.
Hmm.
If look, thank God for my dad. My dad is still alive. Obviously, I have more money than my father. But sincerely, I think the way, like Abe said, the way we were brought up,
It's different.
and my kids, by the way, let me say this, that I don't allow my kids to know the extent of where the Cabasa is. Unfortunately, I went to their school recently, which I rarely do. Their mom traveled and I had to actually be doing school runs that I would take them to school. And I think one of the teachers saw me and the guy entered the class and was saying that, do you know who daughter this girl is? My daughter came home and reported the guy. As in, you need to say as I take rake for the guy, say, what is the meaning of, because some of us now, we were being raised by our parents, we were loathing them. Now we now have money. We now want our children to live in a certain. I'm tempted to say something. I see a lot of things online that I see us expose our children to some things that are not necessary to be there. You are making instant adults. If Adam was actually battered the way you and I were battered, I'm sure he wouldn't have made that mistake. He was an instant adult. That was why he made that mistake. So we are creating too many instant adults by giving a car to a child that should not have a car,
That's
by
what-
giving stuff that should not get to their hand before time, all in the name of we are sophisticated, we are woke, we are all of those things. And do you know what we are creating? We are creating a generation of depressed people. Go and check why people take drugs. Majorly, it is to satisfy depression. So that was why I said we are all funding it. Because for every child that you are raising, that you are making dysfunctional, that you are not connecting with, that there is no talk, that all that you think that you are providing as a man, women, you are looking for a responsible man. What is the definition of responsibility? You will now say the man is not showing care. Your definition of the responsibility that he should provide. But unfortunately, he's providing. But the major responsibility that God wants is to connect, to offer leadership to these people. He's not doing. But for you, as the woman, you're always like, well, as far as he's dropping money. But you don't know that there is much more. Like for me, Baba, I won't lie to you. I learnt more being married than before I got married. That look, these guys, I don't want to lose them. So what I do most times is I intentionally engage them, throw some tests to them that let me even know what is happening in this house. So you guys, you know this one, you know, and I explain. But you have never spoken to your children. Most of our children are like the prodigal son, elder brother. It was actually the prodigal son because he was lost. He was actually the one that was lost because he never understood who his father was. Because there was no connection. We don't connect with these guys. We just want to fund their lifestyle. So technically, we are the ones funding their irresponsibilities. We are the ones funding them. We have taught them that just make money and you'll be fine. But I know people in the industry that they have so much money. During COVID period, we took care of a particular top artist that one got me really emotional. That had drugs issue. Thanks to people like Pastor Tony Rapo. and that stuff that they created that really helped the guy. By the time I had the conversation with the guy, do you know what he was telling me? I said, is it that, why now? If you want any woman, you get money. People think, which is why I said we don't understand what, depression is not about money, mama. I'm being sincere with you. This guy said it's not money, it's not women, that there is just something, which was what I said about Disney Night. He couldn't explain what that thing that he was looking for. And we put all these artists under pressure. Let me say this. Anybody that knows me, Abe knows, you won't know whether I have or I don't have. Because I was trained, which is what I do with Olamide and all of those my guys.
Yep.
I try as much as possible to tell them that, look, the only thing they respect is your popularity, not your person.
Not your person.
I swear.
Baba, the day that popularity goes down a bit, you will see, because in the first place is your influence that they are coming after. Those brands is, okay, they know that you can talk to 1 million people. So that's why, it's not because you have sense. No. It's because of your influence. So I keep teaching my guys that, look, if you get yourself drunk with the popularity, you will get to a point that nobody will be seeing you again. Then you will need something that will make you still feel important. And before you know what it is, cocaine will give you that feeling.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, I should say this out. Cocaine will definitely give that feeling. That feeling of importance that you feel. Why do they will say I feel airy? I feel like I'm high. And like I'm on top of the world. And all of those things. Unfortunately, somebody took Jesus Christ on top of the world. But Jesus knows that in a lie. He knows see the whole world from where he's standing. So you can't be promising me that you can. So it is an illusion. The drugs create an illusion of importance. It makes you create an illusion. You are just alone. You just the thoughts are the vibe. And there's also a deception that, look, when you have problem, people will tell you, look inside yourself now. Consult yourself. Follow your heart. Your heart where you follow, reach where you did now. Now you still won't follow. People tell you, just be yourself. Papa, there are many things that I will say that, trust me, I'm not a religious guy. I'm a very spiritual guy. I know that even when people ask me that, Cabasa, who are you? I know I can't give you the answer. Because even myself, I never understand finish who I be. So the question I've never answered that question from the place of who I am to search inside. All those scams that they are giving you, I will tell you whose I am.
Whose I am.
Because that one has limitless probability, limitless possibilities. Many things will happen. But somebody will tell you who are you. Then the next thing is you now start to try to use your head to figure out who you are. By the time, and most times you don't smoke, go don't enter, and then you start to say rubbish, you start to say, and I'm begging. In fact, at this point, I think I should beg that, look, if you're an influencer, you have work to do. You have work to do. That you're an influencer doesn't mean that you are wise. It is better for you to seek wisdom. Because what I see nowadays is many influential fools that they don't really have. I don't like doing social media because I know that we are in a very tensed generation now that when you say something,
the truth is the lies.
Yes, so, but I'm begging, if you have influence, I'm not saying don't create. I doubt if there's any skit that you guys have done that I have not watched. I watch more skit because sometimes I just want to laugh. But I'm saying when you have the opportunity to talk, you should understand that the fame that God is giving you is for a reason. It's for when you have a mic to talk and you are telling people that, look, beyond whatever you see me do, this is the truth. This is what the life is. Once in a while, get serious. Tell them this thing. Just imagine a guy that has like 10 million people following him on Instagram. He just come on Instagram one day and he's saying that, look, guys, you can't keep doing this drugs thing. That he needs to stop. And he has sense. Like I've been saying, that you can explain how the drugs is a weight on you. Not necessarily a sin. Which is why I tell religious people that don't tell them that it's a sin because it's not actually a sin. But it's a weight. Because it will eventually lead you to some things. So you can explain those things to people and you tell them that, man, all these things that we spoke about, inspiration and all of those things, you can educate them. Use your influence well. Use it. Is it that the influence is using you are the one using it? So use it positively. Because, bro, you know where I grew up now. Bariga boy, I should I mention the ones that have died or the ones that when I go to Bariga now, I actually grew up in Nagoka, but we go to Bariga to play, that you will see on a Sunday morning by the roadside am I even going to Bariga? Come to Lekki. Go to that phase 1 every Saturday morning. Friday is club night. Every Saturday morning, go that Admiralty Road very early in the morning, and you will start seeing girls, especially. Unfortunately, the data has changed from guys to ladies. By the time they open their mouth like this, it's blue. And the next thing you start seeing is they start doing all sorts. And you ask that, okay, where is this thing leading to? Don't let us focus only on the health hazard. Yes, there is that part. There is a part of we are losing many young, sensible people. One took Refno and he shared all the money that was in his account. Mr. Collect.
There's this
I
one,
think
there's
that-
this
I
one
think
happy
that-
pills that they say
now,
that
I
if you
think
take that
it's
one
very
too,
I
you
think
do the transfer money.
somebody said something about cocaine, that it accelerates the speed of whatever you're doing
Yes,
at that
now.
point.
Yeah.
It gives you energy. And then to counter it, the person said, but remember that if you move fast, you crash.
Yes.
So that's why most of these people, the entertainers, you're doing something and you're at that pace that you're doing it and everyone is enjoying it. All of a sudden, you feel like you want to do more. Michael Tyson dropped a quote in Twitter. I don't know whether he tweeted in 2005. He said, "My whole life has been a waste."
Yeah. That's right.
This is Michael Tyson that we know,
World champion,
that
heavyweight
everybody
champion.
is looking at. Like, I want to be like Michael. Many people in his field will want to be like. But
Yeah.
he said, "My whole life is a waste." He was battling with drugs at the time.
Depression, actually.
Yes.
He was using
Depression.
Yeah,
drugs.
he was using
drugs
drugs
to
to, and they
suppress.
asked him, and in a recent interview, they asked him, they said, what prompted that? He said, I was Michael Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
I was Mike Tyson, but I wanted to be more. I wanted to be more because it felt like these people that are coming, they are going to catch up with me.
So that is another
So
illusion.
they are
what
going
you
to,
said.
yes,
That is
with
another
success.
illusion. See, Baba, the day I found out that the crown will not elapse for long, that day I was delivered. I love Bible. I read Bible a lot. The day I saw it that, look, the crown will not be with you forever. I was delivered. I knew that, look, you will not, you cannot be the reigning champion forever.
There's,
But the day you find out that what you have become, unfortunately, most of us, we have become every other thing except becoming ourselves. We have become the superstar. But he never became Mike Tyson. He never became his real name. What he has become, he became a boxing champion. He became a popular person. He became, but you've never taken care of the real person, the soul of the real person, to really become that person. Those things, I knew, Baba, before I got into the industry, which is why, likes of Sexy, we understand that you get into my house and you don't have a feeling that this guy is somebody. Because I know that if you fall in love with all of those whatever they call it, and you lose the real Olumide Idowu Ogunade, then you would have lost everything. Because the day I stopped doing those things, then you don't have a need for me again. So I try as much as possible to create a system around me that I'm vulnerable. I don't come perfect to anybody because perfect behavior is a scam. Even God that created the Garden of Eden had the serpents in it. So if you go from the place of thinking that this guy needs to be perfect, he needs to be this, he needs to be, I can't be doing right. And every entertainer should hear this. You hold nobody to do right by them. You are waiting that what will people say about you. They spoke about Jesus. Jesus asked that, what do people say I am?
I am.
You understand? So you will, or it's automatic, they will talk about you, they will say stuff about you. Don't try to live your life trying to please people.
I try to impress people.
I know, as I did like this, I know how to abase, I know how to abound. I know when to be, I go broke. And I know when I also have money. All those part of still trying to impress people, that at the end of the day, you will impress these people, but you will go broke trying to impress them.
Yep.
Who are you trying to impress? You all in the name of, I just want them to, you will eventually spend what you are supposed to use. God forgive me for this, but a lot of us are struggling now in our retirements because what we're supposed to save for our retirement, we have used to
Make
build
statement.
a lie.
Omo, this is really very deep.
You owe nobody.
You said something, and you said a lot of, isn't it was talking about Mike Tyson? You said Mike Tyson lived a life of him being a champion, being this one, not actually living for Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of people. They don't want you to see them. They want you to see who they are, who they perceive themselves to be. Sorry, what's your name, sir? My name is Abe, aka Sexy Steel.
No, they won't say that. They
CEO.
will start with
CEO.
Esquire,
Where is
Abe,
Esquire,
Barrister.
barrister, chief. No, sir, who are you? That's what I'm telling you. I'm doctor, professor. You see, adding all those things now start
Since they have
making
become,
you.
not
That's
who
what you
they
have
are.
become, not who you are. You say, hey, talk to me. I'm the CEO of the. No, madam.
Have you not embarrassed yourself before that police will stop you there? You tell him, do you know who I am?
Exactly.
I've embarrassed myself like that before, by the
Exactly.
way. That day,
I have.
I went back home and I felt so bad that, so who are you?
So who are you?
At the end of the day, you tell them that I'm ID Cabasa.
Okay.
I became ID Cabasa. Most of my secondary school guys did not even know who ID Cabasa was when I was in secondary school. I became ID Cabasa
Wow.
by the way. I'm telling you, I felt bad about myself that a police guy is asking me, you know, those guys can gaslight you. And I'm like, do you even know who I am? I got home, I was thinking about the whole thing. Then I felt embarrassed that, Omo, you goof.
If you can't tell them your name, say I'm ID Cabasa, they'll come say who
So
is
say
ID
that your
Who are
name
they?
Conde.
Okay.
That is
you can't explain. You can't explain.
you will explain tire.
Evidence.
No
though, now.
evidence.
Just like they
Whatever
ask
it is.
Fina the other day, who are you? Fina say, I'm popular. No, we don't
We
know
don't know
you.
you.
So, see, it's interesting that we have spoken about.
Chukudi, before you ask this question,
Okay.
I want to talk something. You see, it's gotten to the point, I don't know if that thing is true or not just cruise, which is another thing we need to talk about. Burna Boy rejecting $5 million because he cannot smoke in Dubai. What do you think about that? Does that, because the truth is, it means, if it is true, does it mean that he has gotten to the point where he's so addicted to it, he cannot do anything without smoking or without getting to the, if not, no, Baba, if I never enjoy, and some people get to the point that say, Baba, if I never smoke, I not feel climb that stage, Baba, if I never, Baba, I will enter green room and not see drink, and not see, Baba, guys, they in the mood now. What do you have to say about that?
So Burna Boy, by the way, is one of my favorite artists till now.
Oh, I love Burna Boy.
Because one, for me, he's a thorough musician. He's a
Of
great
course.
performer.
No. Yeah.
So when I saw that stuff online, two things came to my mind. Like I said, what is going on and what is really happening?
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, and I will be truthful, I felt that it's a media stunt. That thing was not true.
Mm-hmm.
It is $5 million that we are talking about here. Then if that is actually the truth, Burna Boy is how old? He's an adult. That is his own decision. He will meet it eventually. But if na me, you offer me, I know the cuckoo even they smoke.
Baba, even if I smoke,
Just give me, don't give me 5 million. Just give me 3 million. $3 million. Make my sexy, just go do the show.
You go even bring extra people.
Yes, I go bring it. I go just, like, I know I know if you sing, I go just hire Ashake, hire all those boys. So yeah, come in and come go
let's
sing.
go.
So, but I'm sure he has. But now let us not use him as
let's
our
not use him as
him.
our day. Yes.
So let us look at the scenario itself. So the question is, after you smoke, then what? Have you tried no smoking? Because most times, we're having a conversation behind the scene the other time, that sometimes we give credit to some things that happen.
To something
With that-
else.
Yes, now. And like I lead a lot of young people, and I tell them that for every advice that you give that we didn't use, doesn't mean that it's not good. But it's just that we didn't use it. Because there's every tendency that if we use your idea, it might have worked better than. So for every time you don't use the drugs, are you saying that you won't get to do these
well.
things? Sincerely, ego is a strong drug. Do you know what ego is? It's camouflaged insecurity. So go and check why we use drugs. We try to camouflage, Ogboju.
Yes.
You understand? Is ego.
Ego.
There is so much insecurity. I was talking to Chude the other day and I said people are more of the things they hide than the things they say or do. So in the place of trying to hide so many of these our stuff, we are always looking for something to do.
Face.
Yes. So we try to use something to interface.
front.
Most of us, let's be sincere, we are wearing a mask. We
Mm.
are wearing a mask. The day we will come out that mask, you go
A lot
see.
of things will be exposed. So it's interesting that we have spoken about, and I like how you say, not be just the what, the why also is also pertinent to ask that important question. Then you mentioned, people who are successful and something that they deal with. I mean, when everybody starts out, you aspire to succeed. I won't be number one. You won't be like landlord for the top 10, like Ashake. All your songs go, they 1 to 10. Everybody go, they stream them, everybody. But it's surprising that, do I say surprising or interesting that when you now even get there,
it now be lonely at the pub.
you go be like, say, so what did they cause that thing? Is it that they annihilate other people
you
from
go down
them?
the top. You don't they. So how many times you don't they? So how waiting be the?
What did they cause that?
What did they cause her?
Lonely at the top.
My brother, see, in life, everybody want achievements. You understand? You crave achievements. They like, if you see, like Burna Boy will talk about now, say, I want to see Burna Boy, see where Burna Boy do. You know, go know, say that this guy, the sacrifices and everything that
he has put in.
This guy don't put in to get to where he is. You just feel, not be just to sing. If I don't sing, if I don't drop and boom, I don't blow, I don't reach there. What happens after? Getting to the top, my brother, no be the deal gon be that too. Staying there. Now, where you see a lot of people they depressed and everything, because if you're at the top, you want to maintain that standard. You don't want to go below standard, because so many there are millions of people where they fight to reach that place where you did. And because you know what it took you to get there. You understand? So in the process, you're going to try so many things. Some people along the line then fall, some people along the line. So I feel it's better to be here than being here, come fall all the way. But where you're in between, you're very, very relevant. So the most important thing now, you being consistent and relevant. You get. If they don't talk about you again, now be say, whether good or bad, you understand? Now be say, no worry, they there again. You understand? But you get into that place, gone, na the cocoa. You understand? I mean, you staying there.
Yeah.
Na him be the cocoa. Because ID Cabasa, if you look tomorrow now, look, say, this small boy get talent. I go carry this boy. Make it reach where he want to reach. I did tell a lot of people, but I never even talk him for Cabasa face before. That's when they come Ed Records.
Yeah.
No, they come
Coded
Tunes Studio. You see, I'll forever respect Olamide. You see that Olamide boy? Go see the rant. They say and all of these things, you learn them from Cabasa. Because if you go Cabasa Studio, you go they produce, they talk. You just they do what they do. You just talk, jokes more, then next thing we talk, like focus. Do you understand me? They distracted. What they do, what they do. Olamide, me, nice, Cabasa, and some other people, artists that time where we say, who they feel say, now we then they talk about that time. We go to record, Olamide go sit down for one corner on the floor. For that
Same
studio.
Badu.
Ask him if I dey lie now.
Wow.
And they tell you reason why I respect this guy. Go sit down. This guy do observe everybody.
Fact,
He go there like this. I told Cabasa one time, wait, Cabasa, wait.
I don't want to forget. I had a conversation with Ola. Do you know what he told me? He said, bros, I was learning. You don't learn from people succeeding. You learn from their failures. He said, I was learning from all the failures that the guys that went before me were having, from the relationship with women, with all of this stuff that we are talking about and all of those things. He said, I was learning. And I said, that was a good thing to learn. My own siblings now, they drink. But why? And we're all raised by the same parents. Why don't I drink? I was learning.
Sorry for cutting it short. Cabasa had over 150 songs of Olamide when don't produce that time. When they tell Cabasa, I say, Cabasa released this thing, made this guy. Cabasa will say, time with it too. But if you hear those songs, mad. You go to say time. So he actually nurtured that boy. Him mold them, build them to what him become. And Olamide knows. So now why you say, even if Olamide no drop song in 5 years, he would never be out of the the same. Because the boy don't study everything. Don't see different artists. We don't come, we don't go, don't come, don't go. Do you understand? So he learn from their mistakes, from everybody's mistakes. If Olamide sing song today now, he must blow. Because one, humility. Then two, it's sabi wetin they do. Not be fluke. You understand? And if Olamide decide to say, him pick one random person for street now to say, this guy is the future. Everyone's subconsciousness would just go there and say, for Olamide to say, this guy is the future. Not true, not the future. And if that boy drop on song, bam, from there, it don't blow.
Olamide, when you were talking about Olamide and you also spoke about yourself, Abe said you should be here. From where I'm seated, it comes from the place of competition. In your first mind, remove competition. Replace it with collaboration.
That's it.
She be talk
That's
that thing
it.
all the time. You go be like,
So
say,
if you see it as a competition,
at that place you begin lose.
in economics I study, price is determined by the forces of demand and supply. So when there is competition, the different price is what should be. But you see, there's an higher level of monopoly that makes you technically the sole businessman in the business that has so many people, where you are not competing with them based on price, but you are competing based on what you are producing in terms of value. If you're when if I compete with husband material now, that our competition is we are competing. At the end of the day, I'm going to try to sell my stuff cheaper than yours. But what now happens if my competition is I'm selling my stuff higher than yours? What will happen that will make me to still be selling this? My value would have gone. So the real competition should be you, your personal development. I never came into the business to be number one or number two. I came in to be ID Cabasa. So that when I enter the room, you will say, number one don't enter, number two don't enter. But when I enter, I won't make a talk say, this is ID Cabasa has entered.
Hey!
If we've been talking identity. A lot of us, we have identity crisis. Which was why I said, if you keep looking at the things you have become, you might never see the possibilities that is ahead of you. You are supposed to come in. When you become yourself, Abi, you are not looking at any level. You are just where you are. And you are evolving. True. Which is another thing which I try to tell people that don't stay stagnant. Ignorance, arrogance are two major things that will make you not to evolve. Because you don't want to learn. The day you stop learning, you start dying.
True.
I have learned that I can also learn from people that are younger than me. And the hardest thing you can learn are the things you know. But unfortunately for you, updates are coming up every day. You update your phone, you don't update your mind. I see a Fuse. Fuse now. Fuse was also with me and all of that. Fuse at some, in fact, not only Fuse, even Olamide. I'm working on an album now. I'm creating some of Nice's old, that Gongwaso album and some recordings. I'm recreating them, having young people jump on it. If I shock you that my now are the boys that I trained, I'm asking them, what is the sound? Yes, I listen to some, but you guys tell me what the sound is. Before coming here this morning, I was in the studio. Eskis, the guy that produced Olamide now, who happens to be one of my boys too. I just said, Sheguya, please help me to put the right reverb and the right delay. Not that I can't do these things, but there is a way that you are supposed to actually, it's not even humility, it's meekness. Because if you are poor, you can be humble. But meekness is you are powerful, you are not poor, but you choose to actually listen. Which is, for me, is major, is deeper than just saying, okay. So I just asked, as I speak to you now, Olamide is the executive producer of the album. Olamide that I signed, that I was nurturing. Because then that also has helped me not to treat him like the Olamide that Abi knew them. I now treat him as Olamide, the CEO. I've warned Ola that when we see outside, don't bow to greet me again. Because when you do that, all of these people, you will form an expectation for them. They will say, hey, he's bowing for this person, but he's not bowing for that person. And which brings me to the place of studying what arrogance and pride is, which is where most of our generation are actually stuck in. When you knew Olamide, it was 2/10. Olamide is 9/10 now.
True.
Now, imagine Abi is now trying to deal with Olamide based on that 2/10. And he's bringing... So what do you think
understand?
Abe will now say Olamide is? We will say he's arrogant.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because we would think that is an overestimation of self. So at the end of the day, who is saying who is arrogant? Whose estimation are we using to really define which is what most artists are actually facing? Some people that have known Wiz all of his life, we now see him, we now be like, what's Beraga? That he can't bend. So
They don't
all
understand
of
what
these
the guy has
things,
been through.
you understand? So all of these things are the reason why I would say you be yourself by whose you are. You won't need to. Sonia Ade is he number one? But Baba won't be number one either.
Benny.
You must bow. So you need to be an institution. Don't just be successful. Be great. Be great. Don't just be successful. If you need to become an institution that, look at Don Jazzy. Will you say Don Jazzy is number one? But Don Jazzy is Don Jazzy.
Period.
Look at Cobams. You won't say Cobams is one or two.
Cobams
is Cobams as you call. I know some of these guys. And each time, which day was it that Rema was performing on TV? And I was jumping about. And somebody asked me that you would have wished you signed that. But I said, no, I'm happy that Don Jazzy actually signed him because Don Jazzy has what it's going to take him to where he is now. You understand? So until the day you understand that it is not a competition, then your spirituality will really come out to actually have collaboration with people.
Yeah. I also think that what people do is the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
I mean, what if I fail? What if you don't fail?
If I stop, what if I stop
What
to
if
the
I
odds?
fail? Well, what if I stop to the odds?
Understand what failure
So
is.
what if I
If you
fail?
don't understand what failure is, because failure at the end of the day, even fear.
So
Fear is not a bad thing. No. Church don't teach us. Say,
I was going to say that, I mean, like I was saying, what if I fail? So we need to understand that there are chances to fail and there are chances to succeed.
I wish I could
If
give you
you have because I'm an actor, yeah. So I used to go for auditions, and when I go for those auditions and they bounce me, when I come back, if I come back by 2:00, I will lock my room, and that's it until tomorrow morning. I will be crying, cry, sleep. But then when I wake up in the morning, they bounced me. When I started understanding that, and I think that we need people. We also need people that are able to talk to us. We should have friends that when you're in a particular place that you are, you pick up your phone to call them and say, like my mom does that for me. There's a place I'll be and I'll call my mom. She'll tell me some things and I'll be fine. So when I understood that, they bounce you, no be say you must
don't finish.
No,
They don't bounce me for
no, be
hip-hop
say-
what I was before.
No.
Edis. I've said it before. They bounced me a year that they nominated over 8 songs that I produced. They bounced me and I saw Konga, that was one of the people that I'm working with, was working in. Konga was angry on my behalf. So let me shock you. I was not the only one that was bounced. They bounced me. They bounced Nice. They bounced Ajasa. They bounced Jabless. The 4 of us. We went to make suits those years. We put our name by the back of the suits. They bounced us, Baba. They bounced us. The next year, we came. Not only were we paid for Nice to perform, but we sweep all the awards.
Wow.
And I mentioned it there that last year you guys passed.
So, like I was saying, I mean, what if you fail, or what if if they bounce you by the morning, the whole whatever substance you have taken to make you feel better is gone. So what next? You're facing it now, and there's something about another
Please
thing I
repeat
knew.
that part of all of the substance that you
Or
took.
any substance that you used to feel better over the night. In the morning, it's cleared, and you still remain
bounced.
even if it makes you feel better, right? There's a point in your life, even with malaria drugs, they will tell you to change because you are now numb.
You are used to that
So
drugs.
that is why
that
people
doesn't work
climb and climb until they are useless. So I start taking Coca-Cola, and people are like, you always take. I say, it does it for me. From Coca-Cola will no longer does it for you.
I will now switch to
You go say,
drink.
you go see person where they smoke Dibo, you go to say, I like the vibe.
It can do it for me.
I like your vibe. You go take him. It will start doing it for you.
I'm telling you, I like your vibe.
You will start doing it. Igbo go start to do it for you at that point. At some point, your body is numb to the Igbo. You say, what's happening now?
Loud.
Crack.
The next
Okay,
one.
let's do crack
Suck
now.
away.
That is the useless point. That point, if you get to the point of
No, the outside people.
you are gone.
Gone.
Man.
Some people they do blow. That blow no be decorator.
Think that me you want
I know now. You be senior now. That
And the way,
blow.
if you see the way then they drop, they'll just dip for club like this, and they say boom. Don't drop.
You get one drop
Have you
where I
noticed
hear.
that a lot of young people just nowadays they just die, and by the time you speak, they will tell you that it's high blood pressure and all of because those things, like you rightly said,
Your
which
heart
was
is
Yeah,
why
all of
beating
these
fast.
I
things.
Yo.
really
Yeah,
took to
go to
what she
pump.
said that the next day.
And another,
In fact, it doesn't leave you just still bounced though. It actually leaves you worse.
Feeling
Worse.
Because some, like you rightly mentioned about cocaine the other time, I did 2 years in medical school before I switched to study economics. One of the things that I understood about the way medicine works is there are other cells, so other stuff inside your body that it actually alters.
Speech
They-
sometimes.
They even sometimes
Speech.
they prescribe what's it called, marijuana to some patient. Yes,
Yes,
now.
yes.
Doctors.
When you go to
That's
No,
why.
no,
That's
no,
where
no,
drug
that's it, yeah.
use and drug abuse
Abuse.
comes.
When you go
Exactly.
to
So much
Yaba
of everything
Health,
is dangerous.
You know that
You
some people-
understand?
they give them some of
Too
them.
Funny
much
thing
of
is,
sugar is not good. Low sugar is even
It's a
worse.
problem.
You get
Balance.
sorry for cutting it short. When I be they come from, I go one event for Abuja of recent. I they come back, come to say me I even do this checkup where they do for airport now. They did like 30 something this thing for me checkup. The doctor can't look me. To say, what have you been doing? I don't fear. Say maybe something will happen. To say, I don't care what you have been doing, but just keep doing it.
Same thing.
You
But
understand?
I did a test in London and I was very happy. Because me, I don't dey fear sugar. See the rate where
Yes,
you
now.
take coke.
No, because you know,
I
say me, I
stopped-
they do
Yes,
exercise.
now.
I they play football like 5 times a week.
That was
And
why I said
it
it's a
is
footballer.
needed. After sports, you need sugar. Because you don't burn a lot. So if me, I they drink coke, say, you know, they affect me because they burn them with this exercise. What they
another
do.
thing where I think a lot of people have been abusing, that is killing a lot of men, and in turn affecting a lot of marriages, and in turn breaking a lot of marriages and causing divided homes,
It's fun.
is sex enhancement.
No be like-
Carburetor
see,
cleanser.
Now better talk you talk so.
Let me say
Because
it.
when you're used to it, my brother,
Yes.
you know, can't feel satisfied.
You know, can't feel
them
satisfy your
again.
house.
So, Ada. Is it work?
Now, the thing is,
Now what thing they talk with that now? When you're used to that thing, forget that whether na Adamawa be anything.
let me tell you what it does is, what a lot of people don't even know. I'm going to say this. I might scatter business for a lot of people, but when you have a voice, just like our leader have said, you use it. In all of this, this one, that one, there's a Viagra in every one of them. Take it or leave it. There's a Viagra. If you grind and put inside almost all of them, maybe inside the mixture is there somewhere. You're supposed to sleep with girl normally 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But you take that thing, it makes you last for like 30 minutes. What it does is the blood flow goes all the way down
yeah.
to that place and restricts you from coming. Now, it sends that signal. It sends that signal. It sends
Ada.
it sends that signal
nothing
to
like
your
natural.
brain, to your bloodstream. Everything starts going there, which means it gets it hard. Which is why it's hard. All the bloodstream goes there. Now, where blood suppose they walk, they leave them.
Leave them.
They come walk for
A.
your place.
You know, here with the question where I ask you,
Point
as
A.
per this thing say,
Voila.
see, so sex is supposed to be enjoyed, right?
Yes.
You know, unfortunately, while we were growing up, we were restricted with what we saw that was creating, like Dowda the sexy guy that year. You have to go and dodge.
Naxing.
to Naxing,
and watch that thing.
and to read
Read
it.
it,
But
yes.
now, you see porn. Like, even sensible people, you see porn everywhere. So, the question, which was why I said, see, many things that people are technically funding, the other side of moral needs to explain what those things are. Since I've read over time, because at some point, I started checking that, all these ones that people would tell me that they do. You know, remember the other sexy guy? You say that he has done 8-10 rounds. And I asked that, what is really this round? Is it how many times you pound or how many times you come?
How many times you come?
And in my head, Baba, guys, I'm going to be very vulnerable with you. If I do 3, I feel die.
Baba,
Baba, no be walk.
make I give you gist now. So
Because by the time as a man, you have done one, you are second one, you go enjoy. Third one, my question
punishment.
is, not punishment, because at the
That's
end
what
of the day,
And
You
the
get
thing
to the
is,
point,
this
not
thing
be-
we
that's-
thought and a punishment are true because you see, a lot of women don't even enjoy sex anymore.
because
A
OTT,
lot of them don't enjoy it. So they do it maybe for, say, waiting I want collect from the guy. Or so you see, sometimes you see all this money, all these sounds where they say this thing are fake. Then the fake, and for your mind now you say they work. I am doing well. My brother, you know if you do well past that's
Machine.
thing where they use that machine.
ask many married
You can
men
never go
how
faster
many
than that
rounds
machine.
they
It's
go
not possible.
in their house.
And the
Ask
machine,
many married men. I'm being
what
sincere with you,
battery
Baba.
One.
Ask many married men how many rounds they go, because this is still sex is like drugs. Oh. Funny enough, it's like drugs. Oh. There's this hormone.
Okay yourself now.
What's the name of that hormone? No, that
I
it
forgot that
releases
hormone. Dopamine. Is it
dopamine.
dopamine?
It actually cures headache. It cures a whole lot of
you
stuff.
serious?
But
It
at
does.
the end of the day, yeah.
We learn new things every
does.
day.
No. It actually does. But at the end of the day, excess of it, you can die there as a man.
What are you talking about? This thing. Part of what I'm saying, you take all those things, you take all those substance to make you go harder. Just like he said, you harder. You finish, you go say, I want to finish that game, move back again. Because you stay 30 minutes. What you do is the rate where your heart supposed to pump, pim,
Yeah.
pim, it start become faster. Pim. It beats
You risk a heart
abnormally.
attack.
You risk a heart attack. A lot of men that die in the
Heart
hotel is because they take substance.
Yeah.
And now, what to make me call lead them to the part of homes and dividing homes and all those things. You take it to the point, just like his name mentioned. You take it to the point like it doesn't even work for you anymore.
Yeah. That one
You
is-
can't look for waiting.
You
Get
can't
no.
look for waiting go
Something
day.
Now waiting
Higher.
the case. Now waiting you say man down top woman.
Yes.
Now waiting they happen be that.
You go, you can't reach your house. You don't also want to make your wife know, say you they take something to wipe. Your
You have to settle home.
You have to settle home.
Hey.
Before anything happen, your wife go begin to find them outside. Before there's always a ripple
Hey.
effect to these things. So the thing is, what you're looking for outside is inside.
Cotton wa lọ nu- cotton wa lọ ṣòkòtò.
Sokoto and
Wa-
Sokoto.
no,
One
Shokoto.
shokoto is not outside, is in the inside. Just like sex
There's
is
nothing
still
like being natural. my
there's
brother.
nothing like being natural. See, sex is where they here.
Exercise.
It does not drink. It does not smoke. Just like ID Cabasa said. If you want inspiration,
But God bless us. Cabasa,
waiting.
we-
What else about material they talk? What's material they always
Not
talk
even me
something?
that I'm careful for my health nowadays.
Oh, waiting. What else material they always talk? He say all this. He say he not believe in all this. Say you do juju or you do this one because the truth is, if you do juju not gonna make you sing past others. If you don't sabi sing, you don't sabi sing.
Olamide did one video one time and he was shouting that thing that Shebe nípa Ṣògùn, you to go do your juju, may you come become.
Become artist. Now, if you take any substance, if you not get inside, what you give, what you have is what you're going to give. There's a drug. I don't want to mention the name of the club. Why I heard the club? You know, everybody know the club. They say if you buy that drug for that club, in the morning, you and your friend go, Papa, you remember what happened yesterday? Oh man, I don't remember.
And you don't transfer.
So it makes
Let me
you
the happy
forget.
pills. What they talk
Yes,
now?
it makes you forget.
You don't transfer.
You just babe, you just say this is a small thing. Transfer.
Transfer.
the
Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing. It makes you forget.
In the morning, I get to say a
now
lot.
imagine, you go to the club, you pop that drug today, you pop it, you don't forget, you forget everything that is happening, you don't remember, you pop it tomorrow. Once you're not remembering, you're chipping off your memory.
Memories,
You're chipping it off. It gets to the point where whether you take it or not, you are lost even when you're staring at somebody.
Yeah.
The
That
one
was
way
what
they
she was
normal
saying.
now. The way they normal now. Molly na normal thing now. You go to some parties now where some teenagers, children, they go. The invitation as they enter from the gate, first of all, open your tongue, they put it. You go
Welcome
inside.
package.
Open your tongue.
Abba.
Which one they call? It's a
Crazy.
Mets. I've been a Mets.
I hear they were
That's
pyro.
ice, methamphetamine.
Yeah.
Now on the radio, last week at Nigeria FM, I was handling a case of a lady that called and said, "Nedu, Mona, help me. My 20 years old daughter, I don't know where she dey now. She begins smoke from 15 years old. She dey smoke cigar. She dey smoke igbo. The one where she dey take now ice." I say, "Madam, you have failed. How can this child be smoking from 15 years?"
Yes.
Now he say, we now they feel whole lamb. This one, we don't come out now, we don't know where they go. The drugs use, bro. You see, we are here. All we have talked about is adults. I kid you not, the children that are dying and eroding from drug abuse is sickening.
Baba,
It's crazy.
once
Baba, in the
a
next 10
child,
years.
once a
In the
child,
next 10
so
years.
let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did with my daughter. When my daughter became a teenager, I'm not a perfect guy, but I try as much as possible to study stuff around me. I knew that she was going to struggle with identity.
Mm.
The first problem where I know we go happen are between herself and her mama. I called a therapist that I know, which is what I think everybody needs to pay attention to. I've seen a therapist before. I just poured to her that, look, these are the things that are going on in my head. Blah, blah, blah. I just told my daughter, I said, see this woman. There is one on Instagram, which I actually know, Zuriel, the healing educator. I actually spoke to her that she should please talk to my daughter. I told my daughter to go and see her. And after my daughter saw her, I had a chat with her that, okay, what and what? What do you think I need to work on? I need to work on, not what she needs to work on. Because I'm the father. Baba, I need to work on to make sure that, okay, let me provide a conducive environment for these kids to talk. I don't want my kids to be talking to other people. I want them to talk to me. So that is why, till date, when they ask me for anything, I don't go the way of my parents. No. So, okay, that thing, yes, you are right, you are valid, it's valid. I will now start to ask you questions that will help you and lead you to a place of conclusion on what you have to do. When I said I don't allow my kids to know I'm the Cabasa, now I'm explaining to them what traction is, popularity and acceptance. That, look, acceptance is more valid than popularity. We know people that are popular than that they are not accepted. What makes you to be accepted is if you carry truth, you understand in your head, and if you can't go day popular with them, your Bible will say around bomb. Like the likes of artists in Nigeria that, like we all have been speaking about Olamide now. Olamide is accepted and is popular, which is why even if Ola has a problem, nobody will talk about it. And I'm teaching my kids those ones. But I will show them some too, that this one is popularity that is sustaining him. Let one scandal come like this.
Bam.
This guy is going down. And you start to ask, why is it that this person is popular and popularity cannot hold? Because there's no foundation, there's no base. We are still going back to that family. We need to build a system, a value system that is based on truth. And when I say truth, I'm not saying what is true. Because what is true, which is where they will tell you somebody will work on, I'm sharing my truth. You don't have a truth. It is what is facing you that is true
that
to
you're
you.
reacting to.
You understand? So the truth is what that thing is. Your definition is what is true to you. So at the end of the day, we need to start teaching our kids and ourselves too.
You
Baba,
see this teaching where you talk? I was somewhere yesterday because I'm partnering with a friend of mine. We housed, as my child does not even know about these things. We housed 16 girls, 16 teenagers that have small businesses. Some they make slippers, some are tailored, they make clothes. We say, okay, be here for 2 weeks. At the end of the week, anybody when they say we choose, we win, we give us everything we will need. We invest, we'll give the person 1 million and do all those things. But every one of you, the 16 of you, you're going to create a content to promote your brand that I will post and push for people to see. Now, when I got there yesterday, one of them, I can't remember her name, she now stood up. She said, excuse me, sir, everything you have said is not what I've heard about you.
Chai.
I said, what did you hear about me? So I heard that you hate women.
Small girl.
Small girl.
Agenda.
And I said, where did you see anything? Did you watch anything? Say, no, that's what people said. But sir, you have shocked me today, sir. Baba.
I agree with you, Nedu. People don't sit down with me before talk, say, Marco Cow. In fact, I was with Nice, my younger brother, Sheyi now. And the guy was in Cabasa and in Ojo Street in there. And I was there. This is the guy that I'd never seen in his life. So
he's saying just smoke, go finish with
because
you.
he heard them talking about Cabasa.
Baba, read this message the person sent to me. This was yesterday.
Was originally not a fan of yours. Wow, Mr. Nedu, but I admit it's because I viewed you with the prism that the media has painted you, but faithfully watching the Honest Bunch podcast has made me understand how your honesty is falsely misinterpreted as wow. Nedu, we are in a generation
So-
where what we feel a thing is stronger than, is a post-truth generation where somebody isn't it, can wake up today and say, like one woman said recently, that if you are not wearing wig, you are not
Yes.
a woman. And the next thing, and unfortunately, like I said, is
That
the
was the
fact-
weekend that Kuti had his wedding and
I don't want to,
Sorry.
because I respect people that are in that space. So she came, I'm sure you saw the video. I did.
Yes.
And in my head, I'm like, I don't even want my wife to wear wig.
Oh, Jesus.
Because we say things, we tell our experience as the truth. We use our experience to
We
actually...
tell our experience as the
as
truth.
that was why I said it is true to you doesn't mean it's the truth.
Yes.
We try to sell our experience like that is the map of the world. That is what it should be. No. That ID Cabasa failed, which is where I'm also very careful. This one, OGs, I salute you all, which is where I also need to beg most of the guys that are either generation ahead of me or my generation or generation after me, with these new guys coming. Your experience is not the map of the world. That it didn't work for you doesn't mean it's not going to work for the next generation.
Yes.
Because technology has helped a lot of things. See, experience is the comb life gives to you after you have lost your hair. You have experienced it, so you don't really need those things again.
Experience is the
It's
comb
the comb.
that
Yes,
life
what is
gives
the
you
Gorimapa?
after you
After
have
you've lost your hair.
What did the Gorimapa?
I'm a your brain.
Wow, my God. So you are coming with experience that has expired. Your experience is like rear mirror when you are driving. It's very small.
It's what you see behind.
Behind is very small because you can't drive. You can't make me a young guy that I'm trying to drive forward and you are telling me to be looking back,
Projecting your
trying
fears
to go
to me.
forward. Do you understand? What did you say now?
Projecting your
Your
fears.
fears, which unknown to you. Fear. That was why I said the other time that fear is not really a problem. Don't let anybody teach you about. If you say fear is a problem, why is the fear of God the beginning of wisdom? Fear is like data that life gives to you that there is impending danger. The real problem is your response. Is either you respond with a faith in your heart or you respond with a doubt in your heart. So at the end of the day, I am bringing things that I have fear for. I am bringing it on the next generation. And I'm telling them, don't ever do this thing. No. I'm telling them to look back and go forward. Oyibo will create small mirror. Small rear mirror.
Yes.
In front. They know say you are supposed to just peep at what they did wrong.
And then
But
go
still
forward.
focus. Inspiration, be inspired to do new things, not just, you just sit down for one place. Just
Okay, wait,
OG in
Cabasa.
the game. And like this.
Yeah,
What
OG
about-
before RG.
Okay, wait, Cabasa. What about the people who see the rear mirror? They see the one with the front and they see the two sides ones. We go still turn back. They look.
To reverse. These ones are going back intentionally. They want to reverse.
No, say for London. For London, actually, when you go to learn driving, they have made it so simple that, like my car now, you will see your
reverse camera.
Yes, now. Because they know you are supposed to focus. You are supposed to move forward. You are not supposed to be looking back too much. So we need to be careful with our experience. I'm being careful with my children and my experience. My parents beat me so well. But now I understand the place of I can talk to these people and they will
And
hear.
get the thing. And
And
they will-
effective,
and-
even
and-
more.
yes,
Even
it's
that
more.
more
token is more
effective.
effective.
Even more.
Because most of us, do you know why they call us, what is the meaning of the word adulterated? Means that it don't be
Diluted.
diluted. Break that word into two. Adult rated.
They rate to now.
So you have been diluted. Technically. They have told you, they do many times. When we they grow up, go tell your parents say you want to become comedian.
It was one way word.
You go tell your parents say you want to become musician. Alágbe ló fẹ́ ṣe. Ṣé nǹkan tó fẹ́ dì nìyẹn? Ṣé kíni kan? So
Useless.
yes, because
because
do you understand what I'm saying? So there had been a lot of adulteration in the system that you want to start sharing. So be careful, you, as a person that wants to teach the next generation, even about drugs, be careful not to be teaching them what you have been taught that has expired.
Baba, let's talk about that next generation
this
now.
episode is killing me,
Because
man.
I mean, if we focus on Nigeria and look at population demography, there are so many young people who are in need of direction.
Yeah.
Yes.
And many of these people don't get the direction they should readily get. For example, the first person when they say, suppose teach you how to waka, now your parents. Now they look around, they no see parents. In fact, some of them are them be parents. I remember that year when we say your papa go one come out. Your papa.
Now you take care of your papa.
Yes, now your papa go one come out. You go tell them say, please buy biscuit for me when you're coming back. Now you they come on, now you ask your papa say, what you go like if I they come back. Some children are the foundation of the family economy. They're the breadwinners, and because of that one, papa know or mama no even know how you go tell you say this is what you do no good.
And in addition to what you're saying, which is why I'm on the app, because I create content in it and I promote things, but I don't like it. I like it because I get content on it. I don't like it. Let me start from TikTok. What children do all in the name of bless my blesser, bless my blesser, send me a lion.
Tap, 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 tap.
Tap my gifter, tap my gifter. Follow my gifter.
When you are supposed to be sleeping, you have a new day tomorrow, you go school, you probably have something in school. You wear something almost naked. But because the money where you get from the app, because of the money where you get from they buy your papa moto, they buy all this one. Nobody really care anymore. Just like you said. Because of say papa go on top social media, see Pikin don't almost which is why some people go. And guess what? You go see one or two comments where somebody go comment say, where somebody go comment say, I beg, pray may your family not do this app. You go so that people come for comment, leave and get out of this place, get out of this place. You go see thousands of people, go girl, purr, big purr, go girl. Just like Cabasa said, you have lost yourself. It is the image that those people are looking at, not you. They don't care about you. Tomorrow if you come, wait, one man the kids came here and brought out her real self. People were still calling her Ashawo. Baba, get out. Now that you're Ashawo vibes, now we want.
One thing with what you do.
That's the thing that's selling.
That's the thing that is selling. Now, the parents have now the truth is, who go wayward.
Yes.
But what is the plant, the seed that you have sowed in those children that you're growing? Baba, people not go understand why a lot of the times they talk about women have to do right, ladies have to do this. You know, I have 3 daughters.
Oh, girl dad.
Girl dad.
I have 3
I
daughters.
got a cool daddy.
Cool dad.
So,
And somebody is saying you don't like women.
yes, I ask myself, what do I want these children to see on the web? And take it or leave it. They will follow pop culture.
Yes.
Popular culture.
Popular culture. Now, when they are following popular culture, what do I want them to see? How do I say things to sanitize that space?
No be even you can't raise your children now.
Others they raise
your children for you.
Now, I'm trying to now talk to those that are raising my children for me. Act right. But when I say it, you are attacked and seen like you hate women.
Do you know why I fear a lot when I see this particular mic? Do you know why I fear? When I see this particular mic, I have 2 of it at home. But anytime I see it online, I just switch off. Because most times there are people put their mouth to talk into this thing. Not trash. Which was why I said the people influencing. If there is anything, I know the church in Nigeria is doing so well and we are doing so much. Even the Islam guys too are doing. They need to invest in content. Why I say they need to invest in content is, see, all of these things that you mentioned, the system has rigged us in such a way that we are so busy, you won't really have time for your kids. You have to work, your wife has to work. Because I'm ID Cabasa. I won't lie to you. All the monies that I make cannot take care of my kids the way I want it to be. So my wife too, she will need to do something to actually
support.
Cater for. So the system is rigged to take our time. And at the end of the day, it's not really taking our time, it's actually taking our energy. Because it's not really, when people talk about time, it is what you are doing part time that matters, not really the time, because you can't control time, you can't hold time. But it takes our energy from the kids. It takes those conversations that we are having with them and all of those things. So how do we balance all of these things? You cannot stop the bird from flying, but you can stop it from perching on your head. You mentioned something now that I have social media on my phone. I rarely do social media stuff because I don't really create content. They don't even they fight me. My guys have been fighting me that you need to be using all of these things. But I tell them that sometimes some of the things that I see actually depress me.
God.
So for my kids now, I'm constantly talking. Their mom too.
Scares me.
God bless my wife. Shiju is always talking to them. And we are always shouting that, like, this is what I know that there's. See, you think some information that you are not giving to them, they are not getting those information.
Where last side more than you.
See, for everything that you know, in your mind, times it by 100, they know. Whatever information you have, they have over times 100 of that information, which is even makes it even more dangerous. So there's this part of us being, when we say responsible, responsibility means responsibility, the ability to respond to matters when they come. Are you responding to the needs of your kids, especially from us men? This is where we actually enter us men. Most of us have stopped offering leadership because we have been shut down. I know that you have been made not to talk. A lot of, we had that conversation before now, that there's a lot of conversation that is calling you trash, that is making you you don't even know what to do again. That if I react this way now,
you are the enemy.
You are the enemy.
My dad
if
is
I
wicked.
do this, my dad is. And you have seen people that have lost their kids to their wives and all of those things. So those things have informed you that is even putting you in a place of confusion, that you don't even know what to do next. That should I talk now? If I talk now, like my father raised me well. I have more money than my father now, but I can never disrespect that man.
Confirm.
In fact, my siblings, I can't disrespect my siblings. My younger brother, I can't, not to talk of my father. So the question is, how are you raising them now? Are you raising them with the vibe of the generation that we see now, that we go online and disrespect people without even thinking?
Generation that will go online and disrespect people
without even thinking. So I'm saying it's still in our courts. Even for the Gen Z. Gen Z should listen to me. You are becoming adults. If you don't know, and I'm being sincere with you, you will start getting married. In fact, you started getting married. Your generation will face more if you don't learn from the previous generation why some things were the way. I'm not saying do it the way that generation did it, but learn why some things were the way they were, so that you can learn the principle, use the principle, not necessarily use their example. You understand? Learn why. So that you can understand that, okay, if we spare this, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. I know that, okay, and I don't want to beat these people. So what precisely is the rod doing? The rod is the rod of correction. It's trying to correct them to do. What if I talk to the person? Okay, talking to can work. Okay, if I'm closer to the person, I'm more vulnerable with the person, and the person knows that, okay, there are things. If I talk, it enters. You understand? So you switch to that. God is a God of mission, but he used many methods. The same God that said, go and kill Isaac, changed his mind.
Provided
the ram. What God intended was the sacrifice. You understand what I'm saying? But we are still saying, no, God said that I have to kill this boy. You just make suya from the boy. Unfortunately, so we need to pay attention. Also to parents, we need to learn. The vocabulary has changed. Our own time, it was knack. It was file, all of those things. But do you know it has changed? They've started using, I can tell you, Nedu, where you are seated, you don't know the languages they are using.
Now, not be wipe.
Which is wipe.
That's your own language. That's your own.
Wipe is
for old people.
Wait.
When you first heard, okay, we were just making out, what came to your mind? That now the settled quarrel, now it's supposed to be during our time. But now you know what's making out me.
Of course.
It don't change. The vocabularies are changing. Parents are not learning. You are just assuming that because you see them sit down in the house. Have you forgotten that me too? I will sit down in my house and the next day I will go back to Lasso. You motion Lasso now. Those rubbish things that I was doing in school. And I will still play keyboard in the church. So if you understand, see, the worst thing that can happen to a man is to lie to yourself. If you can decide not to lie to yourself, probably you should start asking your younger self that, what were the things I was doing? How was I deceiving my parents?
Yes.
You will start to pay attention to what these kids are doing. They pretend in front of you. They pretend. And trust me, despite the fact that my kids talk to me, I am also aware that they are pretending.
I say this episode
in all of these things.
Gives me chills, man.
See, I feel say we no feel really blame the parents like that too. Even the government.
I give
Because
parents every blame.
Wait first.
So
now.
if you if you blame
I'll
them
tell
now,
you the
that is
reason.
also another problem.
No, not like
Because if you blame, do you know what you have done? Most times in Africa, we apportion blame. We don't look for solutions. Because we were not well raised.
yes.
My papa, if my papa gets my kind of opportunity, Nedu, I no go there here. My dad, he loves all of us. If my father was the one that introduced me to reading books as far back as when I was 8 years old. All the pesetas, I read, it used to come out like bi-weekly.
Yes.
I was reading anyone that comes out, 4 or 5 will come out. My father will buy them. I will read everything. Imagine it is now that with that same mindset that he has, that he now has all this technology to himself, all these good schools. Do you think he wouldn't have done that? So we can't blame our parents. We can't blame. I don't want us to blame parents. Like Ibe said, I don't want us to blame government. I need us to, rather than be blaming, let us go to a place of what is happening. Let us look for a solution. It's a case of 2 friends fighting. Instead of your friend is having issues, which is what we do in Nigeria mostly. Your friend is having issues with his marriage. You are talking about him. Instead of praying for the guy and looking for a way for the guy to actually, you now make
to gossip about them on social media.
King way go learn. Do you understand?
And the child will learn
Go
the hard
check-
way.
Hard
They
way.
will learn.
He's gonna learn.
Go learn the hard way.
Check the kids
Shout
wey
out
be say
to
na them
the very
Dark man.
na them they very wayward pass. Go check. Some of them, their parents are pastors. Do you understand? We be say church, then they go church 247. It tells say don't do this, but their children say they don't go school again.
Well, not true.
They'll go school now. Now where they learn all of
kids
these
have
things?
more time to
Do you
spend in
understand?
Outside,
But
than
these kids,
inside.
where these kids, where they for school, they learn all of these things. Now social media. So I go blame us. We then see as role models.
instilling all those
You
things.
understand? Because if I did Cabasa post something for social media now, and they do like video, can't carry cigar, they do like this, or carry smoke, they do like this. Say, guys, man. So now like when I say, now I don't know kids where they watch. And ID Cabasa is my role model. I want to be like ID Cabasa. If I don't smoke this thing, if I don't drink this, I know if you be like ID Cabasa.
Yes, now
You
you
know
can
how
say
much
no
I
complete.
struggle
Do
when
you
we
understand what
create
I'm saying?
songs sometimes that we know that some things. Abi, why do you think I end up writing most songs that I produce? Because I know, say, this thing where you want to break down, it will cost a lot. Then I'll start to give you, I'll go tell you, radio no go play. Then I will come from the place of morals. I will come back. Once I notice that it's not coming. Do you know how many songs that I've made that I will pray that this song should never come out? I have a song from one of the catalogs that I said I'm working on that I'm struggling with right now. Because in my head, I'm like, there is no, how many people do you want to explain to that this is what we are saying? How many people?
Sometimes I go run from Cabasa now for to produce, because if I put one lyrics, you go tell me,
I will
say,
tell you that, look,
you're
this
late,
thing,
you're late.
Oma Yokini,
You're late. That
Oma
mean they look say,
Malosita,
but now this
this is
thing
what
go-
is
Adi
going to
Lamba.
Do you
become.
understand? Go say, you're late. Say, you're cool. What you go got to shake it in here now?
Because
Go say no.
I like now let me pick a day. I keep saying fairy dat. Do you know what fairy dat is? It's like pin. Simple pin. You know, Kiloma, there's this fly that normally pinch us like this.
Sunfly.
There's one thing they call it.
Sessify.
Ulu Kotoma Pen Street. Ikon Abekini.
Idun.
Not Idun. Black like this, tiny. They call it one name. Yoruba name like this. As in, it should just be pinching you.
She says a fly.
No,
No,
sense
no,
fly.
it's a fly.
There's very tiny thing like this that if you just pinch you like this, the sensation is even sweet sometimes. That is how all these things are. It's like rat biting your leg.
They blow you
As in-
breeze.
You can't dey
I'm
blow. You
blowing
don't go
breeze,
go
it
chop
will
your leg
sweet
finish.
you. Now the time where you deep leg inside water, where that pain catch you, you go need to say something don't go wrong. So that is what all of those words, all of those do, all in the name of tapping. A lot of times, Father, forgive me for this. I see people that I see them talk, they are doing this, but when they get to create stuff, they are doing another thing. And in my head, I'm like, how do you manage
Just like
this?
Cardi B doing live video, not wanting her child to listen to her own song.
Baba, I can tell you that most artists in Nigeria that you see, they don't want their kids to actually listen to their own songs. And don't blame. I don't like proportioning blames. Because like we started with that now, husband like that, the people funding and all of those things. A lot of us are doing these things for survival. So the question is, how do you balance the place of who you are and who they want you to be?
This drugs abuse, how do we mitigate it? How do we what would you say is the best thing to do that we can say now? Because last now inside everybody now the will to do the inside, and the parent also, and the community around you. But what is that thing when you say, if we can do this, we can at least mitigate the drug
Go
abuse?
and work on what is causing depression before you talk about drugs. I'm serious. If you work,
Root cause.
the root cause. If you go about drugs, stopping drugs, I'm being sincere with you. You will only discuss giving people medicine. You are not going to.
But
And it's an in
Cabasa,
thing
no be only depression. They make people they take
Abi,
drugs and others.
go and
Some
read-
of them
go and
nah,
read it out. Peer pressure, man.
peer
But
pressure.
that pressure is coming
Exactly.
from what causes depression? Peer pressure is one of the
Yes,
causes.
it is.
Abi,
Yes.
Everything you want
Depression
to
might
go
be
and
the
study.
end goal of all of
Yes,
them.
now depression. If you go and check it, I want to become.
But you know,
I want to do. They
Yeah.
said all those, and before you know what is happening, go and read why people. I've said it that most people have never read why people take drugs. Because that drugs, what they get from it. I wish we had somebody that actually are taking something like that before. They would. I've had conversations with them. They will tell you that there is a comfort they find. Nedu, you mentioned it when we started our gist here about false hope.
yes.
That thing just gives them one facade sort of hope that yes, you are still
Short-lived though.
Yes, short. It's worse. Dance away your sorrow. When you are done dancing, you come back to it, and it's worse.
And you know, it's been glamorized now. Calling it the Lulu. And it's a Afro depression.
Hey, they don't give him surname.
Baba,
Yes!
Good, now you get now.
It's now a glamorized thing.
have you not listened to songs in this country? I won't mention artist names. That's what the person is singing about is depression, and we're all
And we're
vibing.
laughing until one day.
I mean,
God
the
forbid.
person don't even talk and say the period when they create this thing, then they are the lowest for their life. But now that one, even the sweet people pass.
Because people can relate. It's
Ma'am,
what a lot of people are going through. So
That
when
is to tell you that the danger, Baba, what is going on and what is happening. That's two different things. So,
And
Hey.
people reacting the way you said they'll train your child the way that they will not disrespect people on social media. A lot of people that are on social media insulting people. Check them. Depression hold most of them.
yes, no.
have you not seen people coming to you
Yes.
just to come? Yes, now, because they
I
want to
agree.
be you. Nedu, let me
They are
even shock
angry.
you. People that want to be you, they are the ones that are coming after. The day
Yes.
you meet them one-on-one,
Yes.
you'll be shocked that they will hug you.
Yes.
I'm going
true.
to keep the name of one particular producer, top in this country, that he used to criticize me a lot. The day he got into my studio and he prostrated, DJ
Even you
Mubastic,
shock.
me, I shocked. DJ Mubastic looked me like this, say, ha, èèyàn rè o. I said, DJ Mubastic, please, Shele. He said, this guy just spoke bad about you. Like 2 days, I just told him, Mubastic, that I don't want to have the details of what this person said because I don't want that to help me to define the person. I understand that human beings are not their behavior. And I will not define him from the place of behavior because sometimes somebody is saying ori okpe doesn't mean ori okpe. They want your attention.
Yes. On Facebook,
course
they will
not,
say,
yeah.
hello, pretty girl, pretty girl, pretty girl. When you're not talking, they'll not say you are stupid. You are what?
Now
You
I have your
must-
attention. Everybody social media, everybody wants to rent. They want to rent a room.
Ready?
They want to rent a room.
Shaggy
in
and
your-
Charles Okocha.
Yeah, they want to rent a room in your head. So at the end of the day, they are looking for your attention. I spoke about whatever happened to Mubad, and one guy eventually came to me and he was pestering me. Do you know I took out time, started answering him that probably you should have listened well to me. I was angry when I was doing this. But something just said, ID, calm down with this boy. I met the boy in London. he brought me a gift.
Wow.
And he said, Egbon, I have no problem with you. That particular period, I was just in my trolling mode.
Hey.
And I told him, I said, you notice I didn't mention it. He said, I was in my trolling mode. And he brought me a gift.
That's the first trolling mode.
What is trolling mode?
Madam, trolling mode.
No, what I'm saying
No,
is
I
like,
said, what's it supposed to
what's
be?
it so which means maybe they are going through something and they're looking for escape.
Me, I know they said. There is a particular guy on Twitter that he criticizes everybody.
Daniel Rega.
I don't know his name.
You should have worn that green shoe.
And in my head, I know
Go
that.
check it out.
So I
Go
won't
check
say
this guy.
it's even depression. I think for the guy, he's just creating content. You know, all those counter stuff and all that. Because sometimes I also read his stuff and I think they are brilliant. So there are many. Your responsibility now is the problem, not what they are throwing. You don't respond. You
So
don't.
if you like, insult me from that moment, I can never respond
which
to
name
you.
you the answer? Nobody the one way you the answer. You
Yes,
be your name.
yes.
But if they call you the one way no be your name. If you don't answer,
Not
it
my
don't be your
name
name.
now, exactly.
So we need to watch what we are actually answering
Facts.
to. If you say Were, if I choose to be mute, that means Were is not my name. But if you say Were, and I say Amy, like
You
yeah,
don't finish. You don't.
you understand? I've answered that I'm actually Were. So we need to pay attention to that, our response, the way we respond to things, not just what is thrown at us. Let's watch what we and how we respond.
ID Cabasa, Sexy Steel. We are super
Cabasa.
grateful for this episode. Like I said in the introduction, you know, a lot of people would learn from this. And it's interesting that we have looked at the practitioners involved, those who sponsor, those who consume, and those who are affected. And it is clear that there's no point blaming anybody. It is time for us to take responsibility.
Come together.
Yes, if you're creating, create and impact lives positively. If you want to sponsor because you feel if we do it this way, we're going to achieve this goal, come out, show support. And it's really very important that as a people, we proffer solutions, like Cabasa has said, not be to just discuss the problem, proffer solutions, because ultimately, if we keep discussing the problems and we don't proffer solutions to these problems and work to see that we rid our society of these problems, it's only going to get worse. So whether you are a parent, a guardian, you consider yourself this generation, that generation, the next generation, upcoming generation, every generation, this is the time for us to work together and tame this scourge. ID Cabasa. Baba Balagba. Thank you so much. Sexy Steel. Iṣẹ́ kan náà ni.
Iṣẹ́ kan náà ni.
Bèbè di
My
alájà.
guy, my G.
Bèbè di alájà ńlá. The way Baba go sing the thing, he go make the thing look very, very cool.
No.
Too much.
Sexy, they make singing look easy.
Very small.
You're supposed to
Iṣẹ́ kan
arrest
náà.
her.
I swear. You can make her look so
Now
easy.
only they do everything for man.
Now where I say share konon.
Iṣẹ́ kan náà ni. That comfort trade master of profit. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. Make una share on our comments. Make una help us go ID Cabasa social media platforms, Sexy Steel social media platforms. Make una show them love. Make una tell them the things when we say una don't learn.
Now
And
love
how they
make
don't
una
inspire
show.
una.
No control you.
No, they no go try am. Bye, guys.
Now say I'm in my trolling mode.